you shut the up? I'm doing YouTube, bitch! Shitter's full.
Yeah, good morning in that. It's Uncle Lou here. Yep, I'm on YouTube for you. Friday night football? Okay. Alright. Wisconsin and Purdue, Virginia and NC State at 7:30. So, I don't know. We'll see how these games goes. If they're good games, they probably stay on for the whole time. If they're blowouts or whatever, maybe we'll end it a little early. But we'll see how it goes. But anyway, how's everyone doing? Is everyone doing okay? I sure hope you are. Yeah, I sure hope you are. Let's fix this so I can see what y'all are saying in that. Yeah, good morning. Yep, good morning. Good morning. Jay Shipes, what's up, buddy? Daniel Paul, they 2.0. Robert Connor, Tyler Smith, JD, Cooter Cat, Michael Hogg. Michael Hogg is a Purdue fan. I have Wisconsin by 100 today, Hogg. Wisconsin by 100. David McClendon, Pigskin Pete. If NC State loses, I might blow out my abdomen laughing. Yeah, anybody that loses to Virginia deserves to be pointed at and laughed at. I would have to agree with that, Pete. MM, David McClendon, DB Boomer. Kai, my dad, says NC State's going to roll. Michael Hogg, pretty sure we already took him down. Christian Russell, excited for the stream, enjoy the content, and go Army. Yeah, the Black Knights in that. Black Knights? I want a different Army helmet. You know, there's a lot of different Service Academy helmets. I've got the basic one. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Like this helmet. But Army's got some pretty badass like limited edition helmets or alternate helmets, whatever you want to call them. I've got just the basic gold with the black stripe. I need to get me a new one. Thank you for the super chat, sir. I sure appreciate that. Christian Russell. Millennial Diamond says tomorrow's going to be great. Maybe we'll get something interesting tonight. Maybe. Purdue's going to get the ball first. They return to kick, or at least attempt to. But they're stuffed short of the 15-yard line. 1st and 10, Purdue on their own 14. Wisconsin 2-1. They lost to Washington State, I believe, if memory serves. Michael Hogg says, I have to say, which is a lie already. You didn't have to say this. We've been over this, Hogg. You're choosing to say it. You start every sentence with I have to say. No, you don't. No, you don't. Everything you say is a choice. Purdue complete on 1st down for a gain of 1. Michael Hogg says, I have to say, which again is a lie. You don't have to. Eventually, that this 20-year streak has to end. What was Georgia's longest losing streak against a team before they ended it? I'm not sure what Georgia's longest losing streak against a team is, but it's probably Florida or Tennessee. I'm really not sure, though. Clemson is one of the worst teams in the Power 5, says Johnny Ozark. Is that true? Incomplete pass on 2nd and 9 over the head of the intended receiver, tight end number 88. Purdue with just one win this year. Poor Purdue. James Holly, Justin Farmer, Darius Sr. Hey, Darius. Snake Spence, Frank Canori. Could be worse. Could be cannoli, right? 3rd and 9. Purdue back to throw. Pressure. Takes off running. Has some room, but he's going to be stopped a couple of yards short of the first down. 4th and about 3, I guess. Purdue's going to go 3 and out. They're going to have to kick it away on their first possession. Christian Russell says, absolutely enjoy supporting great YouTubers. Thank you, Christian. And not sure if you're just a fan of the Army Knights Black Knights football team. If you were in the Army, usually it's because people were in the Army. If you were, of course, thank you for your service. Uncle Lou did not have the guts to join the military, but luckily for me, people like you did. Rack Dog. What's up, Rack Dog? Number 1 fan of the U says Purdue. Some of their fans actually thought this year would be better. Same old Purdue. Same old Purdue. The NC State Virginia game we'll be putting on the second TV over here when it comes on at 7:30. They got a pregame show going on over there now. Saturday couldn't come faster. That's what she said, says Chance Tastic. All right, Wisconsin has the ball. Their first possession. They're going to hand it off right up the gut. Drives forward for 4, maybe 5 yards. Braylon Allen with the carry. Junior running back, went over 1,000 yards each of his first 2 years. Wisconsin always has a great running back, don't they? Wisconsin 3-1 in Luke Fickell's first year as Wisconsin's head coach. Left Cincinnati, took them to the playoffs as a group of 5 team. Another handoff. Going to gain about 4. It's going to be 3rd and a yard coming up here for Wisconsin. Their first possession of the game, just under 13 minutes to go in the first quarter. Daniel Paul says, do you think college quarterbacks or any player should be allowed to have a headset inside their helmet similar to the way the NFL does it? I don't really think it matters to me one way or the other. If they instituted that rule, that would be fine with me. I don't necessarily think it's something that's needed. It's a little strange, though, because honestly, it's needed less in the NFL. You ever been to an NFL game? It's like a corporate picnic. There is no crowd noise at an NFL game, not compared to a college game. So I don't know. If they decided for some reason they wanted to let their quarterbacks have an in-ear mic or whatever, in-ear thing, it wouldn't bother me. But I don't hear a lot of people asking for that either, though. I don't even think Ryan Day's complaining about that yet, and he complains about everything. Who's worse, Hudson Mason or Graham Mertz? Graham Mertz. Graham Mertz. Loudest stadium is Williams-Brice Stadium, says Christian Russell. I don't think that's factually accurate. 1st and 10. Another handoff. Uh-oh. Face mask. They got to call that. There we go. Okay. I mean, he had him an entire handful of face masks there on Braylon Allen. That's going to add another 15 yards to that run. Shout out to the Harvard Crimson. They're playing right now versus Brown. Wow. That's amazing. Who has Ole Miss played? Nobody. Georgia Tech, Tulane, and another nobody. Nobody's played nobody ever. Lou, if Georgia played FSU right now, who would be favored? Georgia. There isn't anybody in the country that would be favored over Georgia right now. Doesn't mean Georgia can beat everybody, but you're talking about Vegas odds. Georgia would be favored over anybody on a neutral field right now. That's not an opinion, and that's just a fact. Like I said, doesn't mean Georgia would beat them, but Georgia would be favored. Mike says Notre Dame will be favored over Georgia. No, that's just factually not true. You're not even favored over Ohio State. Not even favored over Ohio State. Bama by 21 over the Rebels, says Jarvis. I don't know about by 21, but I did pick Bama to win. James Holly, thank you for the super chat. He says, I'm running a bet with a friend from work. He believes Colorado will beat Oregon, so I gave him the Buffs plus 10. We have 300 on the game. I think Oregon blows them out. Your friend is a fucking moron. Why would he bet on that game only getting 10 points when the spread is 21? Your friend is an idiot. If you're going to bet Colorado, you got to get the 21 points. He's an idiot. Why would he make that bet for only 10 points? Your friend's an idiot, and you just made $300. How much would Georgia be favored by over Texas right now on a neutral field? I don't know the amount. Less than a touchdown. Less than a touchdown. What does Cade have to do Saturday to prove he's better option than DJ? Well, he's a better option than DJ at Clemson because DJ is not an option at Clemson. He's not even there. Dealing with Dylan says, don't know what to think of Kentucky. I feel like they've been sleepwalking through a bum out of conference schedule. Do you have any impressions of the Wildcats so far? I have pretty much the same impression of Kentucky I have every year. Good lines of scrimmage, decent defense, decent running game, lack playmakers on the outside, lack big playability. Touchdown Wisconsin, Tanner Mordecai keeps on his own read and walks into the end zone untouched. Wisconsin made it look easy on that drive. I don't think Kentucky's going to be as good this year as they were. What was it, a couple of years ago when they won 8 or 9 games and were ranked in the top 15 for a while? I don't think they're that good. They're borderline top 25 in my opinion. Do you think Carson Beck will be back after this season? Well, if the season ended now, he would be, but. He's going to have to play a lot better if he wants to go pro after this year. But I don't know. Do you still like the Luke Fickell hire? Yeah, I think the Luke Fickell hire was the best hire of the offseason. Why is Wisconsin only a 6.5 point favorite over Purdue? Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a road game during the week. It's a road game during the week at night, and Wisconsin has lost to the only Power 5 team they've played. Does anyone else think 12 teams is too much for the playoffs? I think 8 would be better. If we had 8, you'd want 10. If we had 10, you'd want 6. If we had 6, you'd want 14. By Insanity says, you think Ohio State and Notre Dame will game of the year? Probably not. Probably not. It's usually something later in the season. I'm saying that because of Dylan, and he's supposed to be coming in. I know Dylan doesn't want to wait. And Dylan Raiola's not playing next year. I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't matter what Carson Beck. If Carson Beck stays at Georgia, Dylan Raiola is going to be QB4 next year. Carson Beck leaves, Dylan Raiola is going to be QB3. Dylan Raiola is not starting next year for Georgia. You can get that idea out of your head right now. Dealing with Dylan. Thank you for the super chat. He says, don't know what to think of Kentucky. Oh, we read that one. Thank you. Thank you, Dylan, for that super chat. By insanity. Will Ohio State be the game of the year? Answer that too. No. Yeah, thank y'all for the super chats. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Lou, Washington is the best team right now, says Floby. Yeah, Washington's looked really good in every game they've played. No real weaknesses that we've seen. They haven't looked bad, really, for even one half in any game that they've played this year. They've looked really good. Probably have the best defense in the Pac-12, too. Dylan Raiola starting 25 and 26, probably, says Jonathan Miller. James Holly says, what would Auburn have to do to beat Texas A&M? And if they do, could they go 7-5 or 8-4? Yeah, if they beat Texas A&M, they could win 7 or 8 games. Yeah. I don't think they will. I picked Texas A&M in that one, but Texas A&M better win that game, or Jimbo might gonna find himself out of a job at the end of the year. I'm pretty sure. Lou, they played Tool after Wisconsin touchdown. They're watching your show. What, in the stadium they did? At the Wisconsin stadium? What song did they play, do you know? Purdue's going to return this one again, out to the 15. Pushed out of bounds around the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for Purdue on their own 18. They're down 7-0. Christian Russell, thank you for the super chat. If Lincoln Riley had a defense, could he win a natty? Yeah, of course he could. Of course he could. He's made the playoffs 3 times with no defense at all. Of course he could. Sterling Rain says, as a Sooners fan, I'm nervous about the Cincinnati OU game. I think Oklahoma will win. Maybe a little shaky in the beginning. I think that's going to be a pretty good home environment there. For Cincinnati this week, their first game, their first conference game as a member of the Big 12, and it's at home against a big boy program like Oklahoma. I think that place is going to be rocking on Saturday. I just think Oklahoma's a better team than Cincinnati right now. Lou, who you got winning the Natty as of now? I don't make Natty predictions during the season. Or in the preseason, for that matter. I make playoff predictions, and that's it. First thing they're going to do is suspend Jimbo? Nah. For what? Suspend him for what? It's mind-boggling that Georgia would be favored over any team in college football right now. Just shows Kirby reloads. Yeah, Georgia would be favored on a neutral field against anybody else. I mean, Georgia was the favorite to win the national title in the offseason. And 3 weeks into the season, they're still the favorite, and they have better odds to win the Natty than they did when the season started. So, despite what the trolls say in the comments section about Georgia only beating UT Martin by 40 or whatever, Vegas seems to think Georgia's a pretty good team. Roasted pig tomorrow on the menu in Death Valley, says Octavian. Ant, thank you for the super chat. Tomorrow's going to be FSU versus Clemson 2.0, and they're going to rush the field after that Big L C- program. Well, tomorrow's FSU versus Clemson 1.0. Isn't it? What do you mean 2.0? This isn't the second time they've played. It's the first time they've played. Purdue quarterback running for his life. Gains a few yards, but it was 1st and 20 after that Purdue penalty. So 2nd and long coming up now for Purdue. They're still down 7. Voltard Rep, thank you for the super chat. He says, you have more faith in my Vols winning 9 to 10 games this year than me and other Vol fans do. What I saw on that field Saturday was soul-crushing. Props to Octavian. Maybe they get better after a loss, unlike the Alabama man. Well, they should win this week, no problem. They should cover the 20.5 points, too. Tennessee should win and cover this week. Purdue, swing pass, caught out of the backfield. Going to lose a couple of yards, though. 3rd and a mile coming up for Purdue now. Nick, thank you for the super chat. He says, can't wait to be at Notre Dame tomorrow. Go Bucks. Yeah, I'm sure you'll have a good time at that one. That's a huge game. That's a huge game. By Insanity says, I know you don't like Ohio State, but who's your favorite player from OSU you love to watch? What, right now? Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison. Randy Branson says Notre Dame wins that one. Yeah, I did pick Notre Dame in a close one there, but I won't be surprised if Ohio State wins. I think that's going to be a good game. 3rd and 17 for Purdue. Back to throw under pressure again. Takes off running again. And he got the first down. Damn. Or is he short? Oh, no. Holding again on Purdue. Purdue's allergic to good plays. Is Tiger Baskins the coach of Purdue? That looked like Tiger Baskins, the coach of Purdue. Great play by the quarterback. Needed 17 yards on 3rd and 17. He picked up 18, but a holding penalty is going to bring it back. Now it's going to be 3rd and like 30. Heisman or Harrison ever find that truck that hit him? Nope. Never found it. Uncle Lou, what's up? Can I get a shout out? I love your show. Yeah, shout out to Machiavelli Anthony BG. Watch Clemson blow out FSU, says Octavian. He's a Florida fan, so wouldn't hurt your feelings if Florida State got blown out, would it? I know this makes you smile, but 1998. Yeah, shout out to 1998. It was a great year in general, and of course, an unbelievable year for the Tennessee man. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Clemson is unranked for a reason, says Little Whitey is him. Well, then why is Florida State only a 2-point favorite? I did pick Florida State to win, though. I did pick Florida State to win that one. Unironically, the best college team playing tonight is Air Force. I don't know. Wisconsin, I think, is pretty good. I think Wisconsin's pretty good. You ever knock back a few beers while watching a game? No, I'm not supposed to drink. I'm not allowed to drink, really. I don't know how to act when I drink. Will Eubanks, thank you for the super chat. He says, Saturday's game for Tennessee was a resetting of your expectations type of loss. Florida is terrible. They're just less terrible than us, apparently, says Will Eubanks. Yeah, I do not think Florida's a good team. It's a bad loss for Tennessee. I agree with you. Bad loss for Tennessee. SEC just loses too much this year and misses the playoffs. Could happen. Never happened before. But it could happen. You going to a game this year? I'm going tomorrow. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. If I do, it'll be later in the year, but probably not. It's hard for me to go to games anymore. Little Whitey says, believe whatever you want. Well, thank you for your permission. College football guy says, what is the game food for tonight and tomorrow night? Nothing really tonight. I'll find something in there to snack on at halftime or something. And then, tomorrow my kids have homecoming tomorrow for high school, so I'm going to be doing a lot of running around. I'm not doing the big football spread tomorrow because I'm not going to be here most of the day. Are you going to laugh at OU when they lose to a team that lost to Miami? I'll laugh at anybody that loses. Which game are you streaming on YouTube and then on Patreon? It's on the bottom of the screen right now, Hog. The streaming schedule's on the bottom of the screen. Who does Florida lose to tomorrow? Florida beats Charlotte tomorrow, I believe. Minister Sports said Florida beating UGA. Well, I guess it's official then, since he said it. Homecoming for my kids is next Saturday, says Nizzy. Sunbelt Billy will have a big letdown after beating Tennessee. Not against Charlotte. Florida will beat Charlotte, no problem. Kentucky's the next game Florida's got to worry about. And I think that's on the road at Kentucky. Not this weekend, but next weekend, I believe. Norvell is a good coach. Yeah, I agree. Wicked Clown says, Lou in the middle of this tropical storm right now. Hope I have power tomorrow. Go Dog. What? I didn't hear nothing about no tropical storm. Where's there a storm at? Not here, is it? No. We're good here. I didn't hear nothing about no tropical storm. Near the Carolinas. Okay. Still 7-0. Wisconsin's up on Purdue. They've got the ball on the Purdue 38-yard line. Purdue's had the ball twice and done absolutely nothing. This is Wisconsin's second possession. Braylon Allen on the ground off right tackle, picks up 4 yards. No, that's not Braylon Allen. I'm sorry. That's RB2. Malusi. Braylon Allen taking a break on this drive. Tanner Mordecai at quarterback for Wisconsin. 2nd and 6 now. 3 wide to the top of the screen. 5:45 to go in the first quarter. Snap. Play action pass. Mordecai wants to run. Not much room. Dives forward for a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd and about 3 or 4. The mustard on the helmet helped Tennessee beat Bama last year. I believe in the power of the mustard. Got to head out, but go Vols. Thank you, Voltard Rep. Yeah, we got the mustard back on the Tennessee helmet, don't we? Yeah, the mustard is back up on the Tennessee helmet. Yeah, the mustard is back up. 3rd and 4 for Wisconsin. Pass complete. Breaks a tackle and picks up the first down. Took a big hit right after he caught the ball, but didn't go down. And then turned it upfield and picked up the first down for Wisconsin. Believe by Cher was the #1 song last time UT won the championship. Do you believe in life after mustard, Lou? A reverse by Wisconsin. Now throws it downfield to Tanner Mordecai, who makes the catch and gets down inside the 10-yard line. That was a wild-looking play. One of those, a sweep reverse, hand it to the running back pitches it back to the wide receiver. Wide receiver wanted to throw. Then it looked like he was going to run, and then at the last minute he did throw it down the sideline, caught by Tanner Mordecai. 1st and goal inside the 10. They keep it on the ground for a couple of yards. 2nd and goal now around the 7-yard line. That was a wild-looking play. Jay Shipes, thank you for the super chat. He says, Lou, big car audio show tomorrow in Newport, Tennessee, but I'm skipping just to see the Bama and Clemson start the month of October at 500. Hashtag outpick Vic. Yeah, good luck on those picks, Jay, with the outpick Vic. And yeah, it wouldn't be much of a choice for me. Car audio show or sit home and watch college football. It's going to be sit home and watch college football every single time for me. I've got approximately 0 interest in going to some kind of car audio show. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Coop? Looking forward to playing Georgia in the national championship, he says. Yeah, Miami's back. I done heard all about it. Ed Reed, 5 rings. ESPN made a 30 for 30 documentary about how good you were 30 years ago. You beat Texas A&M. You're going 100-0 and winning the Little League World Series. I done heard all about it, buddy. I done heard all about it. Hey, Coop. Coach Coop. You ain't telling me nothing I don't know, cuz. You ain't telling me nothing I don't know, Coop. Shout out to Coach Coop. Shout out to Coach Coop. Nizzy B says, Purdue is ass. Yes, they are. Wisconsin just scored again while I was talking to Coop. Here comes the extra point. I think it was Tanner Mordecai that scored again, too. Extra point is good. 14-0 with 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Purdue was better last year. They had a better team and better coach, plus the Big Ten West is terrible. Yeah, that's the only reason Purdue won the Big Ten West last year is because they were the pile of shit that stunk the least. The Big Ten West was horrible last year. I mean, if you've got 7 piles of shit, you know, one of them stinks less than the other 6, but it's still a pile of, in the end, it's still a pile of shit. And that's pretty much the best way to sum up the Big Ten West from last year. Purdue was the pile of shit that stunk the least last year in the Big Ten West. To who says Purdue is bad, which they are, I'm sure your teams have stunk as well in the past, but it is what it is, says Michael Hogg. What is this shit? What am I watching here? Who's calling me? Hello? Yeah. No, I'm doing LouTube, bitch. By Insanity says, as Ohio senior fan, Ryan Day Dose.
We can't wait for the NFL on CBS streaming live on Paramount Plus on Sundays. So when I say can't, you say wait. Can't. You all get A's. Not you, Tim.
Let me try this again. By Insanity, thank you for the super chat. He says, as Ohio senior fan Ryan Day Dose get on my nerves, but I respect him as person that helps with mental health. Sald his had died from suicide when he East 9. Thank you for the super chat by Insanity. Georgia State is the best team in Georgia. Yeah, that's like saying you're the best typer in the comments section. Ant says, Coop should do a diss on UGA. It'll be like the diss on Bama when Miami got blown out by them and was saying we ain't scared. Coop's not going to do a diss on Georgia because he knows Uncle Lou will retaliate. The last thing Coop needs is a rap battle with Uncle Lou. He's got enough problems. He already has to be a Miami fan. Now he's got Uncle Lou killing him lyrically and a rap battle too. No, he doesn't need that. He doesn't need those problems. Lou, I know it's early in the season, but do you think Penn State has a legit shot at the shoe this year? Yes, I do. I think Penn State's got a shot to win every game they play. A shot to do it doesn't mean they're going to do it, but I think Penn State's a really good team. Coop equals Eminem. Lou equals Nicki Minaj. Shit. Yeah, you Eminem. Shit. Don't look now, but Purdue picked up a first down. The NC State-Virginia game just getting started, too. So we'll keep an eye on that one. NC State's liable to blow them out. These might both be blowouts, to be honest. Play action pass for Purdue. Wants to go deep towards the sideline. Caught. Right along the sideline. Couple of nice plays back-to-back there for Purdue. And they're on a roll here. By far their best drive of the game. They're into Wisconsin territory here, down around the 45. Virginia is going to kick off here to start this thing with NC State. Virginia's the home team, wearing all blue. NC State in the white jerseys today. Over the middle, short and incomplete. The receiver was open on a skinny post. Bad throw by the quarterback there, and the wide receiver broke his finger. You can see it. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see the wide receiver stand up and hold his finger up in the air? It's completely bent. It's completely bent sideways. Please tell me y'all saw that. Wow. Put a popsicle stick on it and tape it up and put him back in the game, coach. It's a broke finger. Uh-oh, huge hole for Purdue down into the red zone all the way down to the 21. What is Purdue doing? I found some kind of offense here. Michael Hogg, what the fuck is going on? Wow. Ed Reed's the high school football player that just can't let go. Hang up the Letterman jacket, man. Says Go Noles 45. Yeah, I can't believe that was fun. Remember Miami gave him a no-show mob job down there? Uh-oh, Purdue gets caught that time. Dropped in the backfield for about a 3 or 4 yard loss. Slowed that momentum down quick. Texas Meats. Thank you for the super chat. Slimy just dropped his new mumble rap track called This What We Do. Oh, yeah? Slimy's one of the best mumble rappers on the internet today. Purdue back to throw, running for his life, gets rid of it, caught, but again tackled right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It's going to be 3rd and 13 for Purdue. Drive stalling down now that they've gotten into the red zone. 3rd and 1 coming up for Virginia, or NC State, I'm sorry. NC State's first possession of the game. 3rd and 1 on their own 33. They're going to hand this one off. Boy, I don't know if he got it. It's going to be close. Referee says he got it. Man, that was close. False start now on Purdue. 3rd and 13, not nearly bad enough. Got to back it up. 3rd and 18, much more familiar situation for Purdue there. Do you watch many high school games? If so, who? No, I don't watch high school football. I mean, every once in a while, like I'm watching the college games tonight, but like if I wasn't watching these college games tonight and I was just doing nothing, sitting in the living room with nothing to do, and I was flipping through and a high school game was on, I might watch a few minutes of it, but I mean, not really. Sorry for my grammar, Lou. I don't have enough types, says By Insanity. How many types do you need? That's all right, By Insanity. That's all right. Let's see. Can we even find it? Where is that? Type. Type. Where is it? There you go. Type. Plenty of types there. This game is basically like watching a high school game, says Benelli. 3rd and 3 for NC State, right around midfield. Thrown incomplete. 4th and 3, probably going to have to punt it away here. Sterling Rain says, I love typing. Well, you came to the right place. My comment section is like some sort of self-help meeting for people who love to type. Marvin on his way to the NFL draft, top 2 pick, all because Keely Ringo. Yeah, that's not true at all. I don't know if he'll be a top 2 pick or not. He'll be the first wide receiver taken. He's an elite talent. It's got nothing to do with Keely Ringo, though. Marvin Harrison was an elite talent long before Ohio State ever got their ass beat by Georgia. Mekhi Muse will be the first pick. Shit. In what? In what? Shit. Based on his tenure so far, was Tony Elliott the worst hire of the last 2 seasons? Yeah, I mean, Virginia's just been, well, they've been bad for a while, but, and you know, there's a couple of states that I can't figure out. 3 really, but one of the states has kind of started to figure it out. But for the longest time, I've always thought that there should be some team in Virginia, some team in Arizona, and some team in North Carolina that can consistently be a top 10, top 15-ish type of program. Whether it's Arizona State or Arizona, I don't know. Whether it's Virginia or Virginia Tech, or whether it's North Carolina, NC State, Wake, Duke. There's enough high school talent in those 3 states to where they should be able to have at least one top 15-ish type team. And I haven't been able to do it for the longest time. Now, the North Carolina teams are decent now. North Carolina's had a couple of good years. NC State has a good year every once in a while. Wake had a good year. Duke's having a good year last year, and it looks like again this year. So North Carolina has picked it up, but Virginia and Arizona, those 2 states have just become a wasteland for college football. And it's a shame because, like I said, there's a lot of high school recruits there. Hell, Georgia goes and gets players from Arizona. There's a lot of good players out there. Plus, in Arizona, you can recruit Southern California. Texas isn't all that far away. Like, there's no excuse for both those Arizona schools being that bad. T says, knock, knock, Lou. I don't understand why Virginia can't recruit better, says Gazelle. I mean, Virginia Tech was good 20 years ago. You know, back in the late 90s and early 2000s, Virginia Tech had a good run there under Frank Beamer, Shane's dad. You know, the Mike Vick days. And even before and after that, Virginia Tech was a good program. But, man, those 2 Virginia schools have just completely fallen off the map. Same with the 2 Arizona schools. Is Ladd McConkey going to play tomorrow? No. Ladd McConkey's not playing until the postseason, where he'll have 3 catches and 1 touchdown. Ladd McConkey's on the George Pickens and A.D. Mitchell plan, where Kirby Smart's going to tell you every week that Ladd McConkey is this close to being back and ready to go. It'll be a game-time decision. He won't play. Then the following week, Kirby will tell you the same thing. Then Saturday comes, he won't play. When we get ready to come up on the Florida game, Georgia has a bye week before Florida. You're going to be told that he'll most likely be ready to go after the bye week by the Florida game. They'll make a big deal about the bye week and that. The Florida game will come and go. He won't play. And then we won't see him until the postseason. You know, whatever that is, whether that's an SEC championship game or a bowl game or playoffs or whatever it is, you won't see Ladd McConkey until then, and he'll have 3 catches and 1 touchdown. He's on the George Pickens and the A.D. Mitchell plan. I like Dion. However, the reality train runs them over tomorrow, says Jackie Hale. Yeah, I think Oregon probably beats them pretty good tomorrow. If Ohio State wins tomorrow, what will the narrative be? Depends on what happens in the game. I mean, it's possible both those teams are really good. Someone's still got to win. Got to watch the game and see how it goes before we make a determination on what conclusions to draw based on the outcome. Ole Miss struggled with Tulane without their starting quarterback. Yeah, I thought they should have beat them worse than they did, considering Tulane didn't have their QB. I picked Bama to beat Ole Miss tomorrow. But if Bama doesn't beat Ole Miss tomorrow, I don't want to hear shit about Bama the rest of the year. Not a goddamn thing. Nothing. I might even ban the word Alabama from my comment section. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. But I don't want to hear shit about, well, if this happens and that happens and Nick Saban goes on TV and cries to the playoff committee and maybe we can still get in. No. If you've got 2 losses before the calendar turns to October, I don't need to hear shit from you for the rest of the year. What's up, Billy? Hey, Lou, what did you think of Missouri beating K-State? That was a good win for Missouri. I'd pick Kansas State to win and cover. I thought they were the better team. Clearly, they're not. Missouri, I think, is better than what people thought they were. Huge kick at the end of that game, too. 61-yarder. And, the coach must have had pretty good confidence in him to hit it, to even let him try it from there. 61-yarder to win the game. So, yeah, I think Mizzou might end up being ranked sometime in the next couple of weeks. Tomorrow is Notre Dame's Super Bowl. They pull off the slight upset. Notre Dame hadn't beat Ohio State since 1936. How many people knew that? That's longer ago than the last time Texas A&M won a national title, which was 1939. But I did pick Notre Dame to win a close one, but I think it'll be a really good game. It could go either way. Damn, long pass by Virginia, and they had a man open down the sideline, was overthrown. Wide receiver had 2 or 3 steps on the defender. That would have been a touchdown pass. Is that Joe Milton? No, that's Virginia quarterback. I thought it would look like Joe Milton. That's because they didn't play for 50 years. What have they been playing? They played in the 90s. They played in the 2000s. Notre Dame still didn't beat them. So we can make whatever excuse we want, but the fact of the matter is Notre Dame hasn't beat Ohio State since 1936. So Woody Hayes did not want that smoke. LSU hasn't beaten Florida State since 1983. Noel 850 says, I don't know why Miami fans don't buy tickets to home games. You can pay $5 and pick any seat you want. Yeah, I don't get it either. The only game that sells out down there is the Florida State game every other year, and that's because Florida State fans buy up all the tickets. Not selling out that Texas A&M game is an embarrassment for Miami. It's just an absolute embarrassment. And they were even giving away free tickets. Like if you walked up to the ticket window and bought a ticket for the Texas A&M game, they literally gave you a ticket to the Georgia Tech game for free. They still couldn't sell that thing out. And then the following week, they just had the biggest win they've had in a long time at home against Texas A&M. The following week, there was like 112 people in the stands there when they played Bethune-Cookman, whoever it was. It's just fucking sad. It's really sad. Second and 3, Tanner Mordecai picks up a first down. Purdue kicked a field goal, by the way, so 14-3, Wisconsin up on Purdue. Still no score, NC State and Virginia. You think Oregon will have over 200 yards on the ground? I don't know. 200 is a lot. I'll go under, but, between 160 and 180. 160, 180. Uncle Lou, how much are tickets to see Georgia versus UAB? Depends on where you want to sit. You could probably sit in the nosebleeds for, I don't know, $50. Let's look. All the Georgia games are sold out, so the only way to get them is secondhand market. StubHub or whatever. $32 for upper deck. If you want to sit in the lower deck, 50-yard line. Dun, 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 dun. $100. That's before all the fees and shit too. So $32 for the ticket, you end up paying about $60. So you can sit in the upper deck for about $60 tomorrow. You can sit in the lower level for $150. Third and 13 coming up for Wisconsin. They're still up 14-3. Virginia with the ball, 2nd and 10, but there's a false start. It's going to make it 2nd and 15. Let's see if Wisconsin can pick up this first down here. 3rd and 8. Wisconsin's on their own 38. Mordecai back to throw in the pocket. Looks, gets rid of it. Oh my God, caught. The defender went for the interception, and it looked like the ball went right through him. I don't know how he missed that. Mordecai was lucky that ball wasn't picked off. How did this defender miss that? What is this DB doing? Look, stared the receiver down the whole time. He wasn't fooling nobody. Wow, he just barely missed it. Look how close. The receiver couldn't believe he caught the ball. 1st and 10 into Purdue territory now, though. Wisconsin with the ball on the Purdue 47-yard line. 1st and 10. Mordecai shotgun. Bad snap. He gets it. Hands off to Braylon Allen off left tackle. He's going to pick up 5, maybe 6 yards. 2nd and about 4 coming up now for Wisconsin. Chancetastic, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, who are we kidding? Miami can't sell shit out unless it's a nightclub. It's an embarrassment how well-known Miami is, and they don't even have a campus stadium. Tragic. I think it's pitiful. I really do. I think it's pitiful they don't support that team down there. 2nd and 4, and this ball gets batted down. Again, lucky not to have that one picked off. Get your shit together, buddy. 3rd and 5 coming up for Whiskey now. 3rd and 5 coming up for Whiskey. Best to-lose team ever. 2022 Alabama. 3rd and 5 for Wisconsin. Tanner Mordecai in a shotgun. 4 wide, 3 on the bottom, 1 up top. Snap. He's going to hand it off left tackle. Has room. Gets to the sideline. Upfield. Pushed out of bounds around the 30. Nice gain for Wisconsin on the ground that time. Picks up a first down. Keeps this drive alive. Number 1 fan of the U says, would you go to a game given the shit show of a product Miami fans have received over the last 20 years? Nebraska has sold out every game in the last 20 years. The South Carolina Gamecocks sell out every game. Mississippi State sells out every game. Ole Miss, Arkansas, Kentucky. These aren't dominant elite programs. And people are driving 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours to go to those games because they're in podunk, middle of nowhere towns. How many millions of people live within 45 minutes of Miami's football stadium and nobody can be bothered to go? It's sad. It's sad. He says, I go and I donate to the NIL fund, but I can't blame others for not going at this point. You got to support the team. You got to support the team. They're ranked. They had a win against Texas A&M. They're undefeated, and there's literally 100 people showing up at a game last week. Thank God that game this week's on the road at Temple. Can you imagine if Temple was playing at Miami? There'd be like 4 people there. What's up, Brian? What do you think about Georgia and Auburn game next week, Lou? Well, I want to see what Auburn does, how they look against Texas A&M this week. They play at Texas A&M. I picked Texas A&M to win, but if Auburn goes in there and wins that game, Georgia could be in a tricky situation next week with Carson Beck on the road. Carson Beck's never started a game on the road, so that's going to be his first road start. Auburn can be a tough place to play when the crowd is into the game, and I think the crowd will be into the game regardless. But if Auburn beats Texas A&M and Georgia comes into Jordan-Hare Stadium and Auburn is undefeated and probably ranked at that point, that crowd's going to be wild. And that could make things, that could make life difficult for Carson Beck. I think that will be a tougher test on the. I don't know if Auburn is a better team than South Carolina, but I think this will be a tougher test for Georgia because it's on the road. Wisconsin down in the red zone trying to score again. They're up 14-3 over Purdue. More people go to Inter-Miami games than Hurricanes games. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. Miami Stadium fills up when they know INS is not around. Come on now. Come on now. Temple play is in a rented stadium, too. There will be 4 people in attendance. Wow. That's a shame. Temple Owls. 2nd and 2. Tanner Mordecai wants to run. There he goes. He's going to be hit and stopped short of the first down. Purdue closed down on him that time. That seems to be Wisconsin's only real play when they get down here is just let Tanner Mordecai run it. I don't get it. You got Braylon Allen, one of the best running backs in the country. Feed him the ball down in that red zone. Virginia is worse than Vanderbilt at football. I think that's probably a safe assumption to make. The ACC might have 3 or 4 schools that are, or 3 or 4 teams that are worse than anything in the SEC. That's for sure. Pitt also rents a stadium. Yeah, they play in the Steelers stadium. Uncle Lou, who wins, Cincinnati or Oklahoma? I picked Oklahoma in that one, but I think Cincinnati will be fired up. First home game, first Big 12 versus Big 12 home game for Cincinnati. So I think that crowd will be pumped up. And maybe Cincinnati can hang around with them for a while with the energy from that crowd. But I just think Oklahoma's a better team than Cincinnati, and I think Oklahoma wins it. Does Clemson play Georgia first game next year? Yes, in Atlanta. In Atlanta. Barbecue says, in Miami's defense, UCLA attendance is worse. Yeah, UCLA might be the worst. They had to put a tarp over the entire upper deck of their stadium last year. Now, that was embarrassing. That was bad. They kept showing the aerial. Every time UCLA would play a home game, they kept showing the aerial shots of the stadium, and the entire upper deck was empty every time. So the people at the people at UCLA bought a giant blue, the UCLA blue, that color blue. They bought a blue tarp and wrapped it around the entire upper deck of the stadium so you couldn't see the seats. So that when they would show the aerial shots of home games, it didn't look like the upper deck was empty. That shit was funny. That was pretty funny there. That was pretty funny there. Lou, could we have 2 losses next year? Anybody could have 2 losses in any year, yeah. Could have 2 losses next year. Hard to know much of anything about next year right now. We don't know who's going pro, who's coming back, who's leaving through the transfer portal, what coaches are coming and going. It's kind of hard to... And honestly, kind of silly to start trying to do record predictions for next year right now. Still a lot of blue tarp roofs in Florida, guessing they're Gator fans. Go Noles. Every single time I look up at this Virginia-NC State game, some quarterback is overthrowing some wide receiver, and on both teams, too. First and goal for Wisconsin. Braylon Allen back in the game at running back. Let's see if they're going to let him score. First and goal from the 7 for Wisconsin. 3 wide receivers. 2 at the bottom, 1 up top. Tanner Mordecai in a shotgun. Braylon Allen standing next to him. Snap. Nope. False start. That's going to back them up. Wow. So instead of first and goal from the 7, we're going to have first and goal from the 12, it looks like. Greg Brown, what's up, buddy? He says, hey, Lou, love your channel. Looking forward to giving the dogs a warm welcome next Saturday. Hey, Kevin Sumlin better than Jimbo Fisher, LOL. Definitely no improvement from Kevin Sumlin to Jimbo Fisher at all. I mean, none. In fact, at least Kevin Sumlin had that short little run in the beginning with... wasn't it him that was there when Johnny Manziel was doing his thing? I mean, that's better than anything Jimbo Fisher's done there. But, yeah, it's just been a disaster at Texas A&M really ever since they joined the SEC. Wisconsin keeps it on the ground with Braylon Allen, gets down inside the 10 to the 9, but another flag comes in the area where normally you see holding. And that's what it is, holding on Wisconsin. So back-to-back penalties for Wisconsin. And so instead of first and goal at the 7, they're going to be first and goal from the 22 now. Going backwards. Going backwards. Billy Boy says, will UJ cover the 42? I say no. I wouldn't bet $1 on UJ covering anything right now until they play a full game of football. With that being said, if they play a full game of football, yes, they'll cover the 42. UAB is horrific. They're one of the worst teams in FBS. I'm not exaggerating. They're really bad. Georgia should be winning 28-0 at halftime. And if they are, then Georgia will cover the 42. But if Georgia comes out and fucks around like they've done in all 3 games and, you know, at the end of the first half it's 20-7, then no, they're probably not covering. Manning for Life says, good morning in that. Yeah, good morning in that. Mordecai on the ground, back to about the original line of scrimmage. No, actually, back to the 14. So still not back to the original. They were first and goal from the 7. After that, first down... They went from first and goal on the 7 to first and goal on the 22. Now it's second and goal on the 14. 4 wide this time. Mordecai in a shotgun. Snap. Hands off to Braylon Allen up the gut. Has a hole inside the 5. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Should have been doing that the whole time. Wisconsin's a one-man band. It's Braylon Allen and 10 ne'er-do-wells. Braylon Allen's an absolute beast. The rest of this team, not that good. Not that good. What's up, bad dog? Yeah, Purdue getting blowed out. Purdue getting blowed out. Wisconsin is destroying Purdue. Yeah. Lane Kiffin doing a lot of trolling this week. Yeah, K-Star got, you know, I don't like that shit. I mean, I don't mind it. I'm not an Ole Miss. If I was an Ole Miss fan, I've had enough of that shit. You know? Especially when you do this trolling and then fucking lose. It's like Shane Beamer doing his comedy routine. That shit's funny after a big win. That shit don't hit the same after a loss. Lane Kiffin keeps doing this trolling shit and then losing big games. I wouldn't want my coach to be doing that kind of shit. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Lou, do you have a bet on the Ohio State versus Notre Dame game? No, I don't. I don't think so. Let me look. I don't think I do, though. Where the hell are they? Hold on, take me a second to find it. I got a lot of copious notes here. A lot of copious notes here. Where's my list of bets? I know what I'm doing. Just relax a second. Let's see. No. 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 It looks like the only bet I have, somebody, K Dizzle. K Dizzle has Clemson minus 2.5. I've got Florida State plus 2.5. That looks like the only bet. But wait a minute, because I made a bet yesterday, and now I don't even remember what the bet was. It was on Cash App. I remember that, though. I did make a bet yesterday. What was that? That was on Utah versus UCLA. Yeah, I've got UCLA. So, no, I don't have a bet on the Notre Dame-Ohio State game. I do not have a bet on the Notre Dame-Ohio State game. Lou bet Maryland minus 7.5. Michigan State is horrible. Yeah, I like Maryland minus 7.5 against Michigan. I like anybody minus 7.5 against Michigan State, to be honest. Lou, did you see Dabo use the portal this week and call up a retired Clemson backup kicker online classes in Charleston? Yeah, I did hear that story. Is he going to play this week? I also heard that he only can play this week. That's it. Because he's already accepted a job offer in New York City, and he's already put his deposit down on his apartment and all this kind of stuff, so he's only playing this week. And then he's moving to New York City and taking a job or something. I don't know how much of that story is true, but that's how I heard the story. Number one fan of the youth, thank you for the super chat. He says, Miami football alumni Dwayne Johnson and Michael Irvin wearing Colorado gear on game day is worse than a half-empty stadium, but I'm screaming go Canes. Yeah, and Warren Sapp is coaching Colorado next year. Warren Sapp is joining the Colorado coaching staff. So, yeah. It's got to break your heart to see all those former Miami Hurricanes dangling off the nuts of a Seminole. Clemson's down bad. Yeah, they are. Supposedly he will do field goals and the other guy will do kickoffs. Who knows, though? Okay. All right. I, too, think UCLA is for real, but we will see how the freshman QB responds at Utah in that elevation and with that crowd. Yeah, and supposedly Cam Rising is back and is going to play this week, which is obviously a big boost for Utah. Clemson has to call players out of retirement just to lose to FSU. Remember a couple of years ago, South Carolina had a grad assistant on the sideline. A guy was a coach. He was a grad assistant coach, literally holding a clipboard on the sideline in week 1. In week 3, it was their starting quarterback. It was weird. Purdue with a pass complete over the middle on 2nd and 18. Going to be 3rd and long now coming up for Purdue. Under 6 minutes to go until halftime in that one. I can't have FSU lose to Clemson. It's been 9 years. Yeah, it's been a while. 2015? Is that the last time? I picked Florida State in that one. As long as he beats Florida State, good damn decision. Purdue back to throw, under pressure, steps up in the pocket. He's going to be about a yard short. It's 3rd and 10, picks up 8 or 9, but see what they do here. Looks like they're going to have to kick it away. 4th and about 2. Good job escaping the pressure. Dion and his boys need to build a stadium in Miami and take over South Florida. We don't want him here. Go Noles. Dang, y'all done turn y'all's back on Dion. Y'all done messed around and made Dion mad. There's going to be a lot less people that want Deion Sanders a month from now than want him now. I can promise you that. At the end of the year when he's sitting there at 5-7, we'll see how many people want him. Jimbo, coming from the ACC, thought he could hold his own in the SEC. Texas A&M was a perfect fit for him, and now he's seen what Jimbo thought is not reality. Gator Gang for Life says, I'm just here to wish the Voltards a happy Friday. Yeah. Oh, boy. Dion only 2 wins away from 5. Yeah. Yep. Fact. And after this weekend, he'll still be 2 wins away. And after next weekend, he'll still be 2 wins away. We're 20-13 versus you, son. You don't own anything. I think he's talking to Miami, man. No, he's not talking to Lou. You think Oregon covers the 21? Yeah, I do think Oregon covers the 21. This is the most relaxed I've been betting 500 with Wisconsin -6. Easy money. I didn't bet it, but I should have. Why didn't you tell me? You should have told me it was easy money. I would have bet it too. Jimbo was already putting Florida State down into the toilet as he left out the door. TAMU taking him from us was a blessing in disguise. Who you got, BYU or Kansas? I got Kansas. Back-to-back road games for BYU, plus they're just not very good. And I do like Kansas. I think Kansas beats BYU. Carson Beck needs to get Arian Smith more involved. You're not happy with Arian Smith's one catch this year? NC State into the end zone, incomplete. Got to be pass interference, don't it? No? Didn't call it. Into the first quarter, no score, NC State and Virginia. You got BSU or SDSU. Who you talking about, Boise State or San Diego State? I had no idea on that one. I'll take San Diego State, but I really have no idea on that one. Dion getting that special treatment when he played no one literally, says the super. Bet Notre Dame over my Buckeyes. Easy money, says Brian Gentry. I don't think I'm going to bet that game, but I did pick Notre Dame to win. I did pick Notre Dame to win. Y'all know Carson Beck winked, don't you? So it's pretty much over for the rest of college football now because Carson Beck winked. You know how when I catch some fan of some other team saying something really, really stupid, I'll make a video about it and I'll refer to them, like Tennessee man says something dumb or Alabama man embarrasses himself or whatever it is. We got a Georgia man that's done did that. Y'all want me to make a video about Georgia man who said something stupid? I might do that. I might do that. Carson Beck winked. Carson Beck winked. Wow. Alert the news media. Carson Beck winked. Wisconsin 21, Purdue 3. What was the Carson Beck and wink thing about? Carson Beck winked. So we're just going 100-0 now. I'll make a video about it. I'll make a video in the morning before the games tomorrow. Yeah, Carson Beck winked. That halftime locker room access / video felt a little awkward to me. Maybe it's just me. I like that thing that the SEC network is doing with the kind of behind the scenes stuff. I like that. Little Bad Dog loved your season is over video in the hot dog suit. Yeah. We'll see what happens with this weekend's games, but I might have something else I can put on this weekend. We'll see what happens. Georgia better chance to lose against Auburn or Ole Miss. Oh man, probably Auburn because it's on the road, and I just don't trust Lane Kiffin. I don't trust Lane Kiffin. I dare Lane Kiffin to try to troll me or Georgia like he does Alabama or Nick Saban. I'll out-troll Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin don't want these troll problems. Joe Milton threw an orange 100 yards. Tennessee to the national championship. Yeah, stuff like that. And Carson Beck winked. So, Carson Beck winked. So, all Georgia's problems are solved. You look like a drip in that shirt. You like my pineapple shirt, Marie? I knew you would. I think Michigan will feed Bryce Underwood hot dogs and macaroni salad when he visits. Going deep. This is why Wisconsin can't have nothing. This is why Wisconsin's a 9-3 program. Tanner Mordecai, look, you can't throw it any better. Look at this. What is this guy doing, man? He's on scholarship to catch passes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. That's why you're a 9-win program. It's my Tua shirt. A pineapple shirt. Looks like NC State has scored. Touchdown pass into the corner of the end zone. As a season ticket holder, I'd rather keep Hard Rock. It's an NFL stadium that has Turnpike and I-95 access. Just need my fellow fans to fill it up. Sell out that Florida State game every other year. Florida State fans buy up all the tickets. Yeah, pineapples. It's hard to see because of the lighting, but oh, now I done messed y'all. I done messed everything up now. Oh boy, see what y'all did now. Y'all done made me. I done messed it all kind of up now. Messed it up now. See what y'all done did? There we go. What y'all done did now? What happened to Stetson? Well, I think most people can figure it out without me having to say it. He's on the Rams. Well, he's on the Rams, but he's not on the active roster. He's not on the 53-man roster. He's off the team right now for a personal issue. Yeah, I see this excuse all the time. Miami is not a college town. There's lots of other things to do there. As if there aren't tens of thousands of people every Saturday that leave Atlanta to go to Athens, Georgia, or Clemson, South Carolina, or Auburn, Alabama, or Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or Starkville, Mississippi, Podunk Town. There's literally tens of thousands of people leaving major cities every Saturday to go to a podunk town to watch a college football game. So that's just a piss poor excuse. It's just a piss poor excuse. Let me ask you this. When Miami is busy winning 5 national titles and selling out games, was there nothing else to do in Miami then either? Like, that's the only reason people went? Because you were selling out games back then, and now there's nobody there. So that's just a tired, lazy excuse that fans make. There's other stuff to do. Yeah. Right. Right. Lots of other stuff to do in Miami at noon on a Saturday in November. Lou, I think even though they haven't played anybody, but they look like the best complete team for now. Who? Washington? These games are kind of boring. Yeah. At least the other game is close. NC State 7, Virginia 0, 13 minutes to go in the second quarter. This Wisconsin game is ugly and probably going to get uglier. Lou is either high or drunk right now. It's very visibly obvious. You need to get your eyes checked. That's what you need to do. You need to get your eyes checked. How far do you think Washington will go this year? I don't know. I mean, I think they're good enough to win the Pac-12, but I think there's 4 or 5 teams that are good enough to win the Pac-12, and I'm just not sure anybody can win the Pac-12 with 1 or less losses. That's going to be the problem they run into. I think they got 4 or 5 legitimate playoff contending teams, but it's just going to be hard for anybody to get out of there with less than 2 losses. It doesn't matter when Sanders and Hunter are running up the score. Not a single team can stop it. What? Colorado State stopped it? What are you talking about? It doesn't matter when Sanders and Hunter are running up the score. Not a single team can stop it. You're out of your mind. Colorado only scored in 1 out of their first 8 possessions against Colorado State. They only scored 28 points in regulation against Colorado State, one of the worst teams on the planet. What are you talking about? They didn't score on Nebraska until the 4th quarter. What are you talking about? You have to be trolling yourself. You have to be trolling yourself. Nobody can stop Colorado. Oh. 5-star dummy. I might have to do it. I might have to do it 3 or 4 more times. 5-star dummy. Colorado fans are very delusional. There aren't any Colorado fans, Benny. These aren't Colorado fans. These aren't Colorado fans. Against Michigan, they'd get 1 possession a quarter. Yeah, they'd get blown out. Should I root for Dion as an FSU fan? That's up to you. Up to you. Wisconsin looks dominant over Purdue. Yeah, they do. But that ain't really saying much. That ain't really saying much. Dion fans. There isn't many Colorado fans, period. Just bandwagon riot. Yeah, there aren't any Colorado fans. I've been doing this for 8 years. I've never seen a single Colorado fan. Not one. Not a single one. How big will that LSU Ole Miss game be if Ole Miss beats Bama? Be huge. Be huge. Wisconsin punts down inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. Purdue's going to be backed up on their own 3. They're down 21-3 with 2:02 to go until halftime in that one. Colorado went from rushing the field, winning versus Cal, to being in the top 20. What? They haven't played Cal. No, Woo, you got it wrong, died. I hope Colorado faces Georgia in the playoffs so I can see your reaction. And Colorado's not getting to the playoffs. Most overrated team in your opinion, Lou? Let's look at the overrated, what, like according to the AP poll or what? Let's see. AP poll. Let's see. I think Alabama's overrated. I think Colorado's overrated. I think Florida's overrated. I'll go with those three, just off the top of my head without thinking about it more. As a season ticket holder, I'd rather keep. Oh yeah, we said I'd keep Hard Rock at NFL Stadium. Yeah. Third and 4 coming up for Purdue now on their own 9-yard line. 1:25 to go and the clock's ticking down. 21-3 Wisconsin on top. Back to throw. Gets rid of it. Complete for a first down. Nice gain up across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Purdue might try to get it in gear now. See if they can't get some points before halftime. I still want to know what Herb Street saw in Bama to have them win it all. All he saw was their total talent. That's it. There was nothing else to see. There was nothing else to see. He just based that on their total talent. That's it. If A&M loses, is Jimbo fired after the game? You know, I don't think so. But I do think if they can't beat Auburn, that means they're probably losing at least 3 or 4 more games, and then he probably will be fired at the end of the year. Alabama should be 23rd if you're ranked based on what they've actually done this year, says Muffin. Florida not overrated. How? And we ranked 25 because I don't think they're one of the best 25 teams in the country. So I think they're overrated by being ranked 25 or whatever you said. Alabama should be the best. LOL. All them 5-star recruits. Lou, what's that quarterback's name who starts for Oregon State? And can you teach us how to pronounce his name? Yeah, it's DJ UncleLouHere. Yeah, or you can just say the ukulele for short. Alabama's 13th Avenue, they're overrated. 2nd and 2 for Purdue. Throws, intercepted. No, in and out of the hand. Wow, boy. Dodge disaster there. I thought he intercepted it, but it went through his hands of the, I guess that's a linebacker. Boy, he's lucky that wasn't picked off. That's why you play defense, buddy. That's why you play defense, because you can't catch that ball. 3rd and 2 coming up for Purdue. A minute to go. They've got the ball on their own 33-yard line. They would need another 30 yards at least before they could even attempt a field goal. They've got no timeouts remaining. 4 wide, shotgun. Back to throw. Running for his life. Gets across the line and picks up the first down. Wow. Should have been about a 5 or a 6 yard. This quarterback for Purdue is wormy. Boy, they can't get him down. They're getting a lot of pressure on him, but they can't they can't get to him. Back to throw. Underneath, caught. Trying to get out of bounds, and he does after a gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards. 2nd and about 5 coming up now. Virginia has scored to tie things up with NC State, 7 apiece in that one. 11:40 to go in the second quarter. Dabo could get 3 new players if he got rid of his son, the Venable kid, and Herb Street's son. Yep. 2nd and 5 now for Colorado. Back to throw. Gets rid of it. Caught. Into Wisconsin territory to the 45. So 31 seconds to go. They've got no timeout, so they got to hurry up to the ball here. Clock's going to start as soon as they spot the ball. Under 30 seconds and the clock is ticking. Back to throw again. Tipped away. Incomplete. Clock stops with 21 seconds to go now. Colorado will be the equalizer in the Big 12 to compete with the Big 10 and the SEC. This has to be a troll. This has to be a troll. Nobody is this stupid in real life. That has to be a troll account. 2nd and 10. False start on Purdue. They're going to back them up 5 yards back to midfield. 2nd and 15. Hudson Card and Tanner Mordecai are both really good QBs coming from Texas and SMU. Yeah, Tanner Mordecai was great at SMU. Been just kind of okay so far at Wisconsin through the first few games. A definite upgrade over what they had before, though, which was Graham Cracker Mertz. 2nd and 15 at midfield for Purdue. Snap, back to throw. Looks, steps up in the pocket, takes off running again. Close to the first down, but he's not going to get it. Clock ticks under 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Got to go deep. Got to go to the end zone. Heaves it down to the goal line. Intercepted. Can't believe they didn't call pass interference on that. I guess both players kind of hand fighting a little, but wow. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of contact. Let's get another look here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, probably could have called it. Didn't call it, and the half comes to an end. Wisconsin 21, Purdue 3, halftime of that one. NC State and Virginia all tied up at 7 apiece. Still plenty of time to go in the second quarter of that one. Chance-tastic, thank you for the super chat. He says, Dabo is using a place kicker who's never kicked a field goal. The guy can't even practice before game time. Dabo, you wiener. Florida State 38, Clemson 21. Lou, would you rather have Graham Cracker or Grayson Lambert starting at quarterback? Probably Graham Cracker. Donut Dave Duran is a crap coach like we already knew. Yeah, boy, that Pigskin Pete can't stand that damn Dave Duran. Can't stand him. I tell you who else you're not going to be able to stand too real quick is that Mike Elko at Duke. Well, you're going to be hating him too. You're going to be hating Mike Norvell too. Yeah, you're going to be hating Mike Elko and Mike Norvell and Mario Cristobal and Mac Brown. Dion is selling sunglasses for $67. That's just pathetic. Well, Dion's not selling them. Blender's a sunglasses brand that's been around forever. Dion just has a deal with Blender. That's all. But Blender's been selling sunglasses forever. Dion's not selling them. Blender is selling them. Who are the top 3 QBs in your opinion? Michael Penix, Caleb Williams, Shedeur Sanders. They might be hating Brent Key also in 2. Oh, jackpot. Tell me that's not true. Tell me that is not true. Jackpot, you better be making that up. I know you're not telling me that Georgia Tech is beating Clemson. Is that true? Oh, my God. Georgia Tech is beating Clemson? Wow. Wow. They already hate Shane Beamer. Now they're going to hate Brent Key too? Oh, my God. Wow. Imagine if Georgia Tech beats Clemson. Boy, that would be poverty on a scale never before seen. Imagine if Georgia Tech... Oh, we just read. Outside of Saban, Smart, and Kelly, who do you think is the best coach in the SEC? I like Stoops at Kentucky. I like Beamer at South Carolina. We'll see what... It's too early to say anything about Hugh Freeze. I mean, we can use his time at Ole Miss to judge him, but that's... Apples and oranges really got it. So you can't really rate a first-year coach. Sucky, $5. Says, hey, haven't heard from you in a minute. Yeah, come on over. Come on. Bring a friend. I got 2 $5 bills. Bring a friend. Bring a friend. Duke is a better job than MSU. You talking about Michigan State? Shane Beamer will lose 3 games to the ACC this year, 2 in the regular season and 1 in the Mayonnaise Bowl. They might play Clemson twice this year, once in the regular season, once in the Mayonnaise Bowl. Wouldn't that be something? Deion's the best pitch man in the game, says Phil Stevens. How long the Utah coach been at Utah? Is it 13 years? Let's look that up. I don't know where I'm getting 13 from. I don't know why that popped in my head. It's probably not right, but it's got to be somewhere around there, doesn't it? Let's see. He's been there since 2005. So, no, 18 years. I was 5 years off. He's been there 18 years. 18 years. Need to start a petition to send South Carolina to the Oscar Mayer Wiener Bowl. That would be great. That would be great. I think he's been there since Urban Meyer left. Yeah, I think so. Duke mayonnaise is delicious. I'm just saying that stuff makes the sandwich. Yeah, if it ain't Duke's, it ain't mayonnaise, as far as I'm concerned. If it ain't Duke's, it ain't mayonnaise. Do Miami players actually Uber to home games? Yeah, how else are they going to get there? How else are they going to get there? Kirby needs to hire Lane Kiffin as OC. I think Lane Kiffin is a decent offensive coordinator, but I wouldn't want him as a part of Kirby's coaching staff. I don't like his personality. I think he's too immature. I have never even seen Duke's mayonnaise before. I'm in Alabama. Hellman's all we got here. What? Yeah, where are you shopping? What are you doing? Get you some Dukes, man. Who do you think is the second best SEC coach? Nick Saban. University of Miami players all ride the short bus to Hard Rock Stadium. Is my bookie legal in Oklahoma? I'm not a lawyer, nor do I live in Oklahoma or know any of Oklahoma's laws. Should Reggie get his Heisman back? Well, that's up to the Heisman Trust. I got a speeding ticket one time going 40 miles an hour in a 35. A year later, they changed the speed limit to 45. They didn't give me my money back. They didn't give me my money back just because they changed the rules later. So, no. You make money off of sports bets. If I win them, yeah, that's how betting works. If you win the bet, you make money. If you lose the bet, you lose money. I heard Uncle Luke drives the players to the home games in a party bus for Miami. If you've never heard of Duke's mayonnaise before, you've been living under a rock. Yeah, I can't believe you say you live in Alabama and you don't have Duke's mayonnaise. I find that hard to believe. I think you're just not looking. I find that hard to believe. They didn't give Reggie Bush his Heisman back either. Yeah, that's the point. That's what we're talking about. If you want Reggie Bush to get his Heisman back, call the Heisman Trust and beg them to give Reggie Bush his Heisman back. I heard Carson Beck throwing 7 touchdowns tomorrow night. Yeah, Carson Beck winked. So it's pretty much game over for everybody else. Georgia needs Dan Mullen as offensive coordinator. I'd actually rather have Dan Mullen as offensive coordinator than Lane Kiffin. I don't think Dan Mullen's got any interest in that. Cookie says Wisconsin's winning the Natty. How's that possible if Colorado is winning it? I thought only one team could win it. Would you want Lincoln Riley as OC and Brett Bielema as DC? I don't know that I need Brett Bielema as DC, but yeah, I'd take Lincoln Riley as offensive coordinator. What software do you use to stream? OBS. OBS. Imagine if Duke wins the Natty. How's Duke winning the Natty if Wisconsin and Colorado are both winning the Natty? Plus, don't forget, Miami, Texas, and Florida State are winning the Natty. How many Natties are we handing out? How many Natties are we handing out here? What are we doing? Fresno State's whoa. Fresno State? Come on. Ryan Day puts his beard on by using an Etch-a-Sketch, says Nickel and Terry Ravioli. It does look like one of those Etch-a-Sketch deals. Drewski says, I know you've never been... Wait a minute. I know you've been on this all week, but how ready do you think Oregon is to shut up all this talk tomorrow? I don't think Oregon looks at it that way. I don't think Oregon looks at the Colorado game maybe the way a lot of just college football fans do. Like, man, I hope Oregon beats them so these people will shut up. Oregon looks at it as a conference game that they need to win to get where they want to go. I don't know that Oregon looks at it that way. I think that's just maybe an added benefit. Tonight's action is featuring two former Tater men at running back for different teams. Kobe Pace at Virginia and Ches Malusi at Wisconsin. Says Jackpot. Deion has the most talented team in college football. No, he doesn't. It's not even close to being the most talented team in college football. Not even close. Not even close. In fact, you can look this stuff up. I scroll way down to find Colorado, though. Colorado's got the 35th most talented team in the country. And at the end of the season, they won't be one of the best 35 teams, which will mean Deion's not a very good coach. Won't it? Yep, that's what it'll mean. Colorado has two Heisman candidates on offense. What more do you need to see, Uncle Lou? They can't be stopped. Well, they were stopped by Colorado State. They only scored once out of their first 8 possessions against Colorado State and only scored 28 points against Colorado State. So, yeah, they can definitely be stopped. But if you keep typing about it, well, no, never mind. No matter how much you type about it, it ain't going to make a fucking difference. Colorado's still not going to be any good. Deion is such a good coach, they simulate the real game during practice. Not only that, did you hear about Deion pumping in crowd noise and getting his players to stretch before practices and games? I'm telling you, Deion is on another level. Deion is on another level. He's pumping in crowd noise at practice to help prepare their team for road games. I mean, mind blown. And there's video of his team stretching before practices and games. I mean, this guy, Deion, thinks of everything. You know? Thinks of everything. I'm getting hungry. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Y'all miss me? All that talk about Duke's mayonnaise. All that talk about Duke's mayonnaise, so I went and made me a turkey sandwich with Duke's mayonnaise. Lou, where's my beer at? I have no idea where your beer is, man. But if you can't find your beer, you probably had too many of them. Who wins, OSU or Iowa State? What? You talking about Oklahoma State or Iowa State? There's no way I'm picking Oklahoma State to win anything. I'm doing burnt ends and pig shots tomorrow. I have no idea what that is. No Duke's mayonnaise available in Athens, Alabama? Well, then fucking move. Move. You got to get out of that town. Yeah, that's what he said, Athens, Alabama. Ole Miss is putting 45 against Bama. I think that's fake news. I'm pretty sure that's fake news. That's a bald-faced lie, Todd. Duke's is by far the best mayonnaise. If it ain't Duke's, it ain't even mayonnaise. Drewski says there's rumblings of Colorado hiring Jackpot as a hype man. That would be a waste of money. Colorado already has a hype man. His name is Deion Sanders. Yeah, get you some Dukes. You can thank me later. You'll be happy you did. Mayonnaise and milk. What do you? Who doesn't drink milk with a turkey sandwich? What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? Of course, milk goes with a turkey sandwich. Y'all are weird. Y'all are weird. I put mayonnaise on my grilled cheese sandwiches too. Type about it. Type about it. And if you haven't tried it, don't knock it if you haven't tried it. It'll take your grilled cheese sandwiches to the next fucking level. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. You have to use mayo instead of butter. I use both. I put butter on the out. When I make a grilled cheese sandwich, I put mayonnaise on the bread, then I put the cheese on, then I put the other piece of bread on, and then on top of the bread, I put butter. So I do both. I don't do mayonnaise in my coffee. That's what Will Levis puts mayonnaise in his coffee. That quarterback from Kentucky. No, mayonnaise doesn't go on the outside of a grilled cheese sandwich. It goes on the inside. Butter goes on the outside. Yeah, Brad Pitt got it. Brad Pitt knows. Mayonnaise on the inside of the grilled cheese sandwich, butter on the outside. A lot of you dummies are still making grilled cheese sandwiches with those slices of yellow or whatever American cheese craft singles and shit too. Because you don't know what you're doing. You're basic. You're basic as shit. You step your game up. Get you some slices of pepper jack cheese. Get you some sliced pepper jack cheese. Make you a grilled cheese with that. Nice kick return here by Wisconsin to start the third quarter. Still tied up 7 apiece, NC State and Virginia. Wisconsin with the ball to start the third quarter against Purdue. Braylon Allen on the ground, nowhere to go really. Might have gained a yard, but that's it. UVA, stop covering the spread, effing up my parlay. What was the spread in that one? I know NC State had to be favored. What were they favored by? Put money on Oregon, Lou. How much you want to bet? I'll bet any amount you want. You name it. Chicken or South Carolina? Oh, chicken for USC Junior. You having cupcakes tomorrow? What? No, we don't play Florida till the end of October. Oh, Braylon Allen, big run across mid. Oh my God! Caught at the 9-8 yard line, but Jesus Christ, he was running over people. Purdue's got tackling issues. Will, you ready to owe me some money? Go Tigers. Yeah, we got a bet on Clemson, Florida State. Yeah. NC State isn't good this year. It can't be as bad as Tennessee's tackling issues. I don't know. You need to watch that last play and then maybe decide. Wisconsin down to the 6 yard line now. 2nd and goal from the 6. Little swing pass on first down there. Purdue is looking like Ohio State tacklers right now. I don't know. I think Ohio State's defense has played better this year than what we've seen it play in the last couple of years. Now, I know it's only a couple of weeks into the season, but Ohio State's defense to me has looked a little better. I always put butter on the outside of grilled cheese and use pepper jack. I haven't tried it with mayonnaise. Yeah, I don't put a lot of mayonnaise on it, but I do put a little bit of mayonnaise on it before I cook it. On the inside of the sandwich. Jonathan, you never do it any other way. as a Tennessee fan, we are halfway to 11-1. No, you're not halfway to 11-1 because you're 2-1. Oh, 2-1 is nowhere near halfway to 11-1. Tanner Mordecai back to throw. Under pressure, has to throw it out of the back of the end zone. Uh-oh, flags. All kinds of 5, 6 flags in the end zone. I guess this must be some kind of obvious pass interference because every single referee in the stadium threw a flag into the end zone. Intentional grounding? He threw the ball out of the back of the end zone. I've never seen this called intentional grounding for throwing it out of the back of the end zone? Anyway, Wisconsin's going to have to attempt a field goal here, a 33-yarder. Who's more fragile, Tua or Milton? Which Milton are you talking about? Joe Milton or Kendall Milton? In any case, the answer is Tua. Thoughts on FSU Clemson line? Seems a little fishy. Yeah, I like Florida State to win. I like Florida State to win. Any helmets you still need to get? I have every Power 5 helmet and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I've got every Power 5 helmet and 44 other helmets. So a lot of Group of 5, FCS, Ivy League, service academies, stuff like that. FAU gets more fans than Miami in the same area. Yeah, but there's stuff to do, woo. There's stuff to do, woo. Who's the best kicker in Georgia history? Rodrigo Blankenship. Uncle Lou, who do you like in Air Force? I like anybody that's in the Air Force. What's the points on the FSU Clemson game? I think it's 2.5. I think it's 2.5. Air Force versus San Jose State. I don't really have a feeling on that game, but I always pull for the service academy, so I'll take Air Force. Thoughts on UCLA? Still the same if Cam plays. Yeah, I'm still going to take UCLA to win, but it'd obviously be a big benefit for Utah to get Cam Rising back. But I just feel like there's going to be some upsets every single week in the Pac-12, and you have to try to pick one. It's just, I don't think there's any point in doing Pac-12 predictions if you're just going to pick the winner, because there's going to be upsets, I think, every week in the Pac-12. So I wouldn't bet on the UCLA game, but that is my pick, is that UCLA wins the game. Clemson storming the field after a loss is sad and pathetic. Yes, it is. It's the most embarrassing tradition in the history of college football. It's pitiful. It's sad. The entire country is laughing at them every time they do it. It's just a bad look. It's indefensible. It's indefensible. Bowers goes first 10 picks in the draft. Yeah, I think he'll go top 10. I wouldn't draft the top 10 in the NFL if I was an owner. I don't think a tight end is worth a top 10 pick in the NFL. So I think Brock Bowers is clearly the best tight end in football and will be the first tight end taken. And somebody may take him in the top 10 because we've seen a couple of tight ends go in the top 10 over the last several years. But I would not draft a tight end in the top 10 of an NFL draft. But the first team that wants a tight end will take him. That's for sure. Michigan is beating Ohio State again, along with Penn State and Notre Dame 9-3 this year, says Scottish. Ghetto Stream Labs. If Auburn somehow wins at A&M, what do you think the spread will be for the Georgia game? I think Georgia will be favored somewhere between... I think if Auburn wins, Georgia will be favored between 7 and 10 points. I think if Auburn loses, they'll be favored somewhere between 10 and 14. Depending, obviously, on how bad they win or lose. But I think the spread is most likely to be somewhere between 7 and 14 points, depending on whether they win or lose. And how they look. Does anybody get hurt? I mean, it's impossible to say. Are there injuries? Do they lose by 40 or do they lose by 1? I mean, it's impossible to try to say what effect that game will have on the spread. Because we don't know how that game's going to go. It's not just about who wins or loses. Herschel Walker, Garrison Hurst, Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, Todd Gurley. That's a pretty good list of running backs there, yep. Kevin Butler is the best kicker in Georgia history. No, that's not true. That's not true. Rodrigo made bigger kicks in bigger games, and Rodrigo had a much higher... percentage. Rodrigo was higher percentage than Kevin Butler. Bama is mad. If you think Bama's mad, you should see their fans. Their fans are irate. Their fans are so mad they can't see. Their fans are so mad they think Jalen Mildew's good. You know how mad you have to be to go on the internet and defend Jalen Mildew? Purdue is tearing Wisconsin up on the ground on this drive. Bama fans are clueless when it comes to football, says Carson Carpenter. Do you think Florida can improve this year? What do you mean? Over last year? Like record-wise? No. Butler did make the longest field goal in UJ history. Hot Rod had more field goals and a little better percentage. Yeah, making one long field goal doesn't make him the best kicker in Georgia history. Hot Rod's the best kicker in Georgia history. Kevin Butler kicked a 60-yard field goal in a regular season game. Great. Hot Rod has the record for the longest field goal in Rose Bowl history. The game's been played for 100 years. And that Rose Bowl game was a much bigger game than any regular season game Georgia ever played. Hot Rod, one of the best kickers in SEC history. Yeah. Where can I get that poverty t-shirt? It's on the Uncle Lou t-shirt store. Here. I'll post it in chat. Purdue just scored a damn touchdown. There you go. Click that link. That's the link to the t-shirt. It's got all the shirts on there, but the poverty shirt is on there too. If you don't want a t-shirt, buy yourself some Uncle Lou coffee. There you go. Click that link. Get yourself some Uncle Lou coffee. Who's the worst team in the Power 5 in your opinion? Boston College is pretty bad. Both Virginia teams are pretty bad. West Virginia is pretty bad. Pitt is pretty bad. Vandy's pretty bad. Arizona State is pretty bad. Stanford is pretty bad. Michigan State is pretty bad. Like, if you were to make a list of like the 10 worst teams in the Power 5, half of them would be ACC teams. The ACC is horrendous. Pitt, Boston College, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech. I mean, those are 5 of the worst teams in the country. Miami beat Texas A&M. FSU beat LSU. That's a fact. It is a fact. Yeah, Northwestern's bad too. Which coffee is the best? The vanilla one. I've had the vanilla bean. I've had the blonde brew. And I've had the 6-bean blend, and they're all good. I haven't had one that's not good. I'm 43 and can just barely remember Nebraska being good in football. Yeah, back in the 90s, well, up until about the early 2000s. My balls have never been so smooth, Lou, says Taylor Russell. Yeah, that Manscaped will hook you up. That Manscaped will hook you up, no doubt. Folgers or Maxwell House are the best because they are the cheapest. Well, they're definitely the cheapest. I don't know if that makes them the best or not, but they are the cheapest. Ole Miss was good in the 50s and 60s. What happened? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Who was the other SEC team that lost to ACC squad? South Carolina lost to North Carolina. Kicker could be an issue at Michigan. Lost the greatest kicker in school history. Somebody bet me $100 that Colorado would beat Oregon outright. Wow. I wish I knew some of these stupid people that y'all know. I wish I knew some of these stupid people that y'all know. Halftime, NC State and Virginia 14-7. NC State's on top. 24-10. Wisconsin up over Purdue in the third quarter. Mississippi produces the most Hall of Fame NFL players per capita. Will you watch any of the Group of 5 night games? Tonight, I might watch them, but I'm not live streaming. The actor who played Rudy is coming to College Game Day. Oh, yeah? What's his name? Sean something, because he played Lord of the Rings too. He was one of them midgets or hobbit type people or whatever the fuck in Lord of the Rings. Sean Astin, is that his name? Yeah, Sean Astin. Please teach Mike Norvell how to complete a sentence without saying you know. Does he do that all the time? Notre Dame will win easy money, says Gumby. I don't know if it's easy money, but I did pick Notre Dame to win. Nebraska lost to Miami in the national championship game when Miami had Clinton Portis, Frank Gore, and Willis McGahee. Yeah. Alabama fans think Forrest Gump is a documentary. Yeah, they do. They think it's a true story. You can't tell them otherwise either. They'll argue with you till they're blue in the face. 1st and 10 for Wisconsin up near midfield. Tanner Mordecai in a shotgun now. Play action pass, looking downfield. Throws it out towards the sideline. Caught on a comeback route. Tackled short of the first down. It's going to be 2nd and about 3 coming up for Wisconsin. Gumby says, I got UCLA money line. Yeah, I picked UCLA to win that game. Nebraska and Miami will never sniff a football natty ever again. That sounds like a pretty safe bet to me. Sounds like a pretty safe bet to me. 2nd and 3 for Wisconsin. Option play this time. Pitches it out and picks up the first down. Where would you rank Garrison Hurst as a UGA running back? Well, I mean, definitely top 10. It's hard to rank the running back. I really only start with Herschel Walker because if I didn't see him play, it's hard for me to rank him. So I usually start with Herschel at number 1. I put Todd Gurley at 2, and then it gets a lot harder after that. I'd probably put Nick Chubb at 3. I guess you'd go Garrison Hurst maybe 4. I mean, it gets really hard. Where do you put Noshawn Moreno? Sony Michel had probably the most famous run in Georgia history in that Rose Bowl game. It gets tough to rank them after that. Yeah, Terrell Davis was good, but really only had one good year. Because he was a transfer. He started somewhere else and transferred to Georgia. Keith Marshall's nowhere near the top 10. I hated seeing that Chubb injury. Yeah, that was a bad looking injury. I'm worried he might not ever play again. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, Robert Edwards was another good one. It gets real hard once you get up to like past 3 or 4 because there's a bunch of running backs you could put in like the 4 to 8 category. Musa Smith was okay. I don't know if I'd have him top 10 though. Going deep. Caught! Wisconsin down inside the 10 to about the 7. On a 3rd and 11, they hit a big one. 34-yard gain all the way down inside the 10. Good catch, too. Good throw, good catch. 1st and goal coming up for Wisconsin now. Handoff. No. Quarterback keeps, but nowhere to go. No gain. 2nd and goal now. Can you name 10 Oklahoma running backs? Probably not. Probably not. Is it too late to order Chinese? I don't think it is. Miami plays an easy schedule, sit in a talent-rich region. With the 12-team playoff, they can be in the mix. Nebraska's in that expanded Big Ten and has to convince out-of-state players to go there. Yeah. There's not 5 Florida players I dread playing in the cocktail party. I mean, they have Ricky Pearsall and ETN. The other running back's okay too, but after that, there's nobody. Did A.J. Green go to UJ? Yeah, A.J. Green played at Georgia. Thomas Brown. I feel like we're just naming every Georgia running back now. Thomas Brown was not a top 10 running back of all time. Incomplete pass into the end zone on 3rd and goal, and looks like Wisconsin's going to have to kick another field goal. Greg Lumpkin. Yeah, fuck it. The last 40 running backs Georgia have had are all their top 10. They're all in the top 10, I guess. Yeah. They're all in the top 10. Every Georgia running back in the last 40 years is in everybody's top 10 somehow. Yep, Rodney Hampton, top 10. Greg Lumpkin, top 10. Musa Smith, top 10. Thomas Brown, top 10. Don't forget Brendan Douglas. Brendan Douglas, top 10. Cash Jones, top 10. DeAndre Swift, top 10. James Cook, Kenny McIntosh, all in the top 10. Half of Georgia's and Bama's team is from Miami. Yeah, that's nowhere near true. That is nowhere near true. When I think of SEC schools with great running back history, it's Georgia and Auburn all the way. Bama's had some good ones too. Bama's had some good ones too. Is James Cook on the Bills? I really don't know. Yep. Elijah Holyfield, top 10 running back of all. Every Georgia running back's top 10. So, yep. Was A.J. Green the best receiver in Georgia history? Probably the most talented. Probably the most talented. Can't wait for Georgia to lose so we don't have to hear about the SEC and the playoffs this time. Yep, you've been waiting 10 years. I hope you're a patient man. Who just Georgia team was your personal favorite to watch? Who just Georgia team was your personal favorite to TOO watch? Have no clue. Have no idea. Can't make heads or tails of that one. Is Colorado and Southern Cal split? I see them both going to the playoffs, to be honest. What? That doesn't make any sense either. Is Colorado and USC split? Colorado is not getting anywhere near the playoffs. I've been waiting 2 years to see Uncle Lou destroy a TV when Georgia takes a loss. People are obsessed with top 10 lists of players. I'm going to make the top 10 lists of all time. The top 10 lists. I wish you were making videos when Joe T was our QB. I don't know if I'd still be alive. Can't name 5 Auburn running backs. Woo. What's the running back they got now? Jaquez. What's the guy's name? Jaquez Hunter. What's the guy's name now? You got him, and you got Cadillac Williams. Ronnie Brown, was that one? Bo Jackson, Tank Bigsby. I think that's 5 right there. I love your channel. When I get bad anxiety and need a laugh, I turn to you, so thanks. I appreciate that, Austin. Kirby was a DB. Yeah, Kirby played defensive back at Georgia. You don't see receivers like A.J. Green no more. Not at Georgia, you don't. You see them everywhere else, but not at Georgia. You definitely don't see him at Georgia. Is Bama the college version of the Dallas Cowboys? No, the Dallas Cowboys are good this year. Bama's not. As a Georgia fan, my favorite kicker is Noah Ruggles. Yeah. An Ohio State kicker. How good was Quentin Moses? He was all right. (27-10), Wisconsin up over Purdue now. Lou, who's your top 5 coaches of all time? I don't know. I'm done with the top 5 and top 10 and top 20 lists. I have a shirt that reads, "Be yourself, but if you have to be someone else, be Rodrigo Blankenship." That's pretty good. 12-team playoff is going to be interesting. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Who's your top 1,000 players? This year or all time? All right. No. Third and 4 for Purdue. Up near midfield. Play action, throws, complete, picks up the first down. Into Wisconsin territory to around the 43, 1st and 10 Purdue. Boy, Purdue just won't give up, will they? They just won't give up. Do you feel better about Oregon State or SC covering? I'll take Oregon State. Big play by Purdue here. I think he's down to the 30, it looks like. Down to the 26-yard line. 25, 26-yard line. 1st and 10, Purdue. Handoff. Big hole right up the middle. Another first down and then some. 5, 4, 3 down to the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Purdue. Handoff right up the middle, and there was a huge hole. And then he juked the man in the secondary. Who do you think's the most overrated program of all time? Just one, or you want me to do a top 28 list? Penn State can win the Big Ten title this year. Yeah, I agree with you. Don't know if they will, but I think they can. I think they're really good. Ooh, have you put up your Christmas tree yet? No. No. What? Please tell me there aren't people out there putting Christmas trees up in September, are they? I might put it up after Halloween, but not night. Who would put a Christmas tree up now? The only people who have a Christmas tree up now are people who just never took it down. Touchdown, Purdue. Quarterback scramble and run. Hudson Card. Boy, Purdue just won't give up. Purdue just won't give up. Do you think Colorado will have as many wins as Deion has toes? How many toes does he have? 7? No. I don't. No. I don't think they'll have that many wins. How many players could a Lou list if a Lou could list players on LouTube? Oh boy. Thank y'all for the super chats. There are quite a few people in the Clemson, South Carolina area who keep Christmas lights on their mobile homes all year long, says Jackpot. I don't think that's just a Clemson or a South Carolina thing. I've seen that too. People who leave like the string lights up year round. What's up, Randy Payne? See you in here, buddy. Sandusky made the P in Penn State stand for something other than Penn. Oh, man. Oh, no. I don't know what's up with the Big Ten. The Big Ten is by far the most sexually deviant conference on planet Earth. Penn State last title came right after a new episode of Miami Vice. When did they win it? In 84? Or when did Penn State win their last natty? 84, 80, something, 85? When was it? Lou, what's your favorite liquor, bourbon, whiskey, scotch, and what brand? I'd have never been a liquor drinker. Penn State is obviously a better program than LSU. Yeah, right. My dad and mom grew up with Garrison before he went to UGA, and we still talk to Garrison. We are good friends. That's cool. The bottom of the Big Ten is worse than the bottom of the ACC. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Virginia Tech, Boston College, Pitt, Georgia Tech. Those are horrific teams. Those are horrific teams. I was Phillip Rivers center in high school. What? So Phillip, wow, okay. Who won the Natty in 08? Florida, right? Robbie the Jet says Notre Dame, Nebraska, Bama, Georgia, Minnesota are going to be tough to stop this year and will be playoff contenders at the end of the year. What? What are people... What is wrong with people? Nebraska and Minnesota? Five-star dummy. Who Velcros your shoes for you in the morning? For real. Who Velcros your shoes? Can you make an argument that backs Tennessee's decision to give a huge extension to Josh Heupel? No, it was dumb. You know why? One thing, he doesn't deserve it, and he hasn't earned it. He had one decent year where he went 10-2, didn't win his division, got blown out twice, including once by a pretty bad team, South Carolina. They give the guy an 8-9 year raise, bump him up to $9 million a year. And here's the other thing. There wasn't a soul, not one school in the country knocking on Tennessee's door wanting to hire away Josh Heupel. Nobody. Nobody. It's not like somebody else was trying to get him, so Tennessee had to give him a big raise and extension to keep him there. Nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted him last year. It's just Tennessee doing more dumb Tennessee shit. 2-3 years down the road, if for some reason Josh Heupel bottoms out, I'm not saying that'll happen, but if he does, guess what? They can't fire him. They're stuck with him now for a minimum of another 3, 4, 5 years because they're not paying that buyout. Afraid he would leave for OU. OU doesn't want him. OU fans hate Josh Heupel. He's not going there. It was ridiculous. What's good, Lou? Parked for the night, ready for tomorrow's games. Go Gators. Yeah, y'all got a sleeper tomorrow playing Charlotte, I believe, right? Picks back up after that, though, with Kentucky. Stay safe on them roads, man. Stay safe on them roads. Wisconsin gets all the way down to the red zone on every possession and then can't do anything right. Here they go again with more penalties, going backwards, can't complete passes. Dumb. Dumb. Do you think the Gators are going to be this dumb if Napier wins 10 games? I certainly hope not. I certainly hope. I mean, I don't know if I'll say if I hope not, but they shouldn't. But he's not winning 10 games, so that really doesn't matter. But he's not. Florida's not winning 10 games. Wow, 2nd and 11. Braylon Allen got eaten alive in the backfield. Loss of a couple of yards. 3rd and really long coming up now for Wisconsin. If you're getting boat raced by Florida, Tennessee is in a hell of a lot of trouble. Yeah, I don't think Florida's very good, which means Tennessee might be in trouble. Also, though, we got to wait and see what's going on with Tennessee. They've been struggling on the road for a while. Tennessee's lost 3 of their last 4 road games going back to last year when they were pretty good even. The only road team they've beat lately is Vandy. They've lost every other road game they've played, 3 out of the last 4. Oh, boy, nearly intercepted. Falls incomplete, though. 4th and 14 coming up for Wisconsin. If Ole Miss wins tomorrow, they got to be taken seriously, says Takeo Spikes 5151. I'll take them a little more seriously if they win tomorrow. Malzahn was a big get for sure, says Connor Wilson. Yeah, at Central Florida, yeah, a ton of Power 5 experience. Wasn't terrible at Auburn either. Wasn't terrible. Field goal is up. Field goal is good. 30-17. Let the big dog eat, says, can't say enough. Thank you for all you do for this community. All I do is come on here and yell and scream. Y'all do more than I do. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and talking football all the time. Why did Malzahn leave Auburn? He was fired. Gus Malzahn was fired from Auburn. Is Wisconsin really about to blow an 18-point lead? I don't think they're going to lose the game, but they driving down the field. Look like Georgia. Drive down the field, then can't do nothing. Got to settle for field goals. Virginia is 0-3 versus Austin. Or Virginia is 0-3. Austin Peay sucks, and Gators are far from being back. Likelihood of UTSA upset. I don't think UTSA is beating Tennessee. Obviously, it'd be hilarious if they did, but I don't think Tennessee is losing to UTSA. I don't think Tennessee is as good maybe as, everybody thought they were going to be this year, but I don't think they've sunk back to the level of losing to teams at home like Georgia State or whatever like they were doing a few years ago, and that's what it would mean if they lost this game to UTSA. I think UTSA's quarterback is out too. I think Virginia will upset NC State, says Don Pablo. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to score enough. Still 14-7. NC State punting out of their own end zone. Fair catch called and made at 37. Virginia will have decent field position. See if they can try to tie it up here. AD, thank you for the super chat. He says, remember when BCS rankings would come out in week 8? Is that when rankings really make more sense? Well, I never liked the BCS rankings because they were computer based, and I never really liked the BCS. But I mean, I really don't think it matters whether you wait to put rankings out or not. I don't have a preference one way or the other. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, if you put rankings out in week 1, they don't mean a whole lot because you've never seen anybody play, but then you just adjust the rankings as you go. I mean, think about it. It's not like look now, when the playoff rankings come out in week 8, it's not like they look totally different than the AP. The AP, the coaches, and the playoff ranking all look very similar once the playoff ranking starts coming out. So I don't really know what advantage the playoff ranking is gaining by waiting, you know. It's not like the playoff ranking comes out and they've got somebody ranked number 1 that's unranked in the AP poll. I mean, they might, you know, the AP might have somebody 2 and the playoffs have them at 1. The AP might have somebody at 12 and the playoff poll has them at 9, but it's all relatively close. So I don't really know what good waiting does. Wisconsin set to kick off after that field goal. Kick's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Actually goes out of bounds inside the 5. That's going to be a penalty, and Purdue's going to have great field position all the way up on the 35. AP poll had Tennessee at 1 and UJ at 3, dummy. Yeah, I just said that, dummy. I just said one poll might have one team at 1 and the other one might have them at 2 or 3. One poll might have one at 9. The other one might have one at 10 or 11. Geez, you're pretty fucking stupid. Number 1 fan of the youth says, talking about losing to teams without their starting QBs, didn't Graham Cracker Mertz do that in week 1? Yes, they did. Lost to a second and third string quarterback at Utah. Sure did. Sure did. America rooting for Oregon tomorrow. Hopefully they have the fortitude. Yeah, I think Oregon will win tomorrow. When the college football playoff expands, are they going to choose the best teams? They're going to do the same thing they do now. The whole choose the best teams thing, that's an opinion. So, I mean, you think these 12 teams are the best. Somebody else thinks these 12 teams are the best. I mean, there's when you say choose the best 12 teams, I mean, this is all opinion you're talking about here. Ball man is going to fall victim to it. Ain't tricking if they got it syndrome. Don't know what that means. Woo, can Auburn win the state championship? I know Bama looks down, but, I mean, even if they were playing right now, I'd still pick Bama to win that one. Intercepted. Terrible throw by Purdue. Intercepted. Cross midfield. Out of bounds around the 43-yard line. Wow. Big mistake there by Purdue. What shirt will you wear tomorrow? I don't know. I'm not a woman. I don't pick my clothes out ahead of time. What's your favorite memory from the Mark Richt era? Seriously, and it can't be when they let him go. Favorite, well, winning the SEC in 2002 was nice because it had been so long. It had been 20 years since we'd done it. The blackout game against Auburn in 2007. Yeah, I'll go with that. Why are there so many polls? Which is the one by team's name? Not trolling, truly asking? Huh? I don't know what you mean, which is the one by team's name. There's an AP poll, a coaches poll, and a playoff poll. Those are the three main polls. The AP and the coaches poll don't matter at all. They don't matter. The only poll that matters is the playoff poll that comes out in week 8. Greatest Georgia Bulldog play of all time? Well, the Lindsey Scott touchdown pass from Buck Bellew against Florida in 1980. The hot rod field goal at the end of the first half of the Rose Bowl in 2017. The Sony Michel run in overtime of the Rose Bowl game in 2017. The Keely Ringo pick 6 against Alabama in the 2021 national title game. Nah, the Kevin Butler was a regular season game. Wow, now Purdue intercepts the ball. What is going on here? Now Wisconsin throws an back-to-back interceptions by Purdue and now Wisconsin. Billy Boy says he means during broadcast the ranking number beside the team name. That's the AP ranking. When you see a number next to a team's name, that's the AP ranking. Until the playoff poll comes out. Once the playoff poll comes out, they don't use the AP ranking, they use the playoff ranking. Now, if you're watching TV and it says Georgia, and then in parentheses it says 1, that means they're ranked number 1 in the AP poll. Until the playoff ranking comes out. Once the playoff ranking comes out, they put the playoff ranking next to the team's name on TV, not the AP ranking. Brewski. A.D. Mitchell and Keely Ringo are outlawed in Bama. Kick 6 is one of the best college football moments ever. Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. Tailgate meal tomorrow. I'm not doing a big food thing tomorrow. It's homecoming at my kids' high school. The football game is tonight, and there's a dance tomorrow. And I got to do a lot of driving around and dropping off and chauffeuring and picture taking and a lot of different things. I'm not going to be here for 15 hours straight watching football tomorrow like I normally am. So I'll probably just pick up something to eat while I'm out. They should put every team's ranking by the logo. Number 71 ULV versus number 93 Hawaii. Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Burger King or McDonald's? I usually go to McDonald's. I go to McDonald's more than I go to Burger King. Now, the Whopper is my favorite fast food hamburger. But the problem is, the Whopper is the only thing I like at Burger King. That's it. I don't like their French fries. I don't like any of their other sandwiches. Literally, the only thing I like there is a Whopper. Now, I like the Whopper better than anything at McDonald's, but at McDonald's there's like 4 or 5 different things I like, so I do tend to go to McDonald's more often. And I like McDonald's French fries too. Burger King's French fries are absolute garbage. Chicken wraps are good at Burger King. Yeah, I don't have any interest in going to a fast food restaurant and then pretending like I'm eating healthy by ordering a chicken wrap. I think that's silly. Who's the second best football team in the state of Georgia? Can't say Warner Robins. Second best football team in the state of Georgia. It's either Georgia Tech or Georgia Southern. Another big run by this Purdue running back. You know what? They can't tackle him either. Down inside the 30. Where is your prayer, Lou? The same place my prayer always is. Whatever that means, I don't know. Georgia State still undefeated. Yeah, their chicken sandwiches are the best. Woo, what is the greatest play in college football history? And I swear to God, you better not say it to troll me. I don't know what the greatest play in college football history is, honestly. Yeah, I still got the Mustang. Lou, do you like Bojangles? My son loves Bojangles. He likes that chicken supreme meal, which is basically their chicken strip meal with the French fries. So I do go to Bojangles, once every couple of months with Lou Jr. Who will win in football game, McDonald's or Chick-fil-A? McDonald's. Those employees are angry as shit. Chick-fil-A hires a bunch of 14-year-olds. Now, they're hard workers, but they get their ass beat by the McDonald's people. What do you think of the 2024 Mustang? Well, I mean, I've not driven one, hadn't been in one. I don't even think I've seen one yet, like in person. So I don't really only know pictures and what I've read on the internet and stuff like that. I don't know that much about it. I like the way it looks. Who's the best active college football coach? Kirby Smart. That's not even up for debate. Favorite chicken restaurant? Wife Saver. It's a local place. Who wins, McDonald's employees or Waffle House employees? Probably Waffle House because they have a lot more experience. Fourth and 14, Purdue's going for it on the Wisconsin 33-yard line, so they got to get all the way down inside the 20 for a first down. Shotgun 4 wide. And it looks like Purdue called a timeout right before the play clock expired. So timeout Purdue. It's going to be 4th and 14 when we come back from the timeout. Lou, what's your go-to place for grits? The kitchen. If you can't make grits, something's wrong with you. I mean, I don't know if there's anything easier on the planet to make than grits. I'm not all that excited about tomorrow's games. I'm thinking Oregon versus Colorado and the Notre Dame game. I can't believe you're not excited about tomorrow's games. There's unbelievable games tomorrow all day long. How can you not be excited about tomorrow? How can you be a college football fan and not be excited about tomorrow's slate of games? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Yeah, Wingstop's all right. Ray's Coastal Cafe, best unknown restaurant in Augusta. Yeah, I used to live in there, Colby. I used to live in there. Forest Hills Racket Club. I ate there a bunch of times. I've eaten there a lot. Pretty much every week has huge games from here on out. Yeah. Lou, what's your streaming schedule tomorrow? Oh, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but I'll be on at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for the college football kickoff show. We'll go over all the day's games, latest odds, lines, any injury updates, any weather issues, whatever we need to look at for tomorrow's games. We do that from like 9 to 11, and then the rigged wheel too. During the college kickoff show, the rigged wheel, try to give some money away, and then the game streams. I'm Patreon at noon. And YouTube for the primetime games, but I won't be able to start the primetime games till probably at least 8 o'clock because tomorrow's homecoming. My kids are going to a homecoming dance tomorrow, and I've got to do some driving around and chauffeuring and dropping off and picking up and picture taking and stuff like that. So 12 o'clock on Patreon, probably around 8 o'clock on YouTube. That's the game streams. And then the college football kickoff show, 9 a.m. On YouTube. Is it buffering? Try refreshing it. If it's sometimes closing out and going back in will fix it. I'm really excited for the Notre Dame versus Duke game next week. Yeah, that should be a good one too. That should be a good one too. Your mic sounds like you're talking through an old boot. Yeah, well, if I was you, I'd just log off and quit watching. When the audio starts, I quit watching streams when the audio messes up. I can't stand it. So that's what I would do if I was you. Lou, does anyone ever recognize you when you're out and about? Yeah. Yeah. Stanford 43, Notre Dame 39. What? What's wrong with Stanford? Stanford might not score 43 points all year. Woo, Virginia's threatening to take the lead. Yeah, they've got the ball 1st and 10 on the NC State 28-yard line. They're down 4. Pistol formation. Looks like NC State's bringing a blitz. Here they come. Handoff. Nowhere to go. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. 2nd and 10 for Virginia now. Is Virginia's defense better than Notre Dame's? What? Second and 8, Nebraska gains about 3 yards. 3rd and 1 coming up for Virginia. They're down 4. See what they do here. Boy, I don't think Virginia got it. They're going to be short. I don't think they got it. Looks like they're about half a yard short. Wisconsin did pick up a 1st down on 3rd and 6 out across midfield. The 48, 47-yard line. But I don't think Virginia got it. No, they didn't. It's 4th and 1. 4th and 1, and they're going to go for it. Or no, they're sending out the field goal unit now. They're sending out the field goal unit on 4th and 1. NC State 14, Virginia 10. Field goal, make it a 1-point game. Let's see what they do here. Looks like they're calling timeout. Yeah, Virginia calls a timeout. What's wrong with Pete streaming in your time slot? Well, he has the call-in show at 10. He has his call-in show at 10. I never knew Carlton Banks was Virginia's head coach. That's Tony Elliott, Clemson's old offensive coordinator. You say he looked like Carlton Banks? How do we call in on your shows? My call-in shows are done through StreamYard. There's a StreamYard link posted in the description of all my call-in shows. You just click that link. That's all you got to do. Every call-in show I do the call-in show every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. And in the description of the video, there's a StreamYard link. It literally says, to join the show, click this link. You click that link. That's all you have to do. Field goal attempt for Virginia. Yeah, it was good. They made it. So it's a 1-point game. Raining there, too, looks like. I didn't know it was raining, but they just showed a close-up of that field goal, and you can see that it's raining. I didn't even know it was raining in that game. Lou, would you consider a Sunday call-in show for people who don't like watching NFL? No. I do the Your Season Is Over video on Sunday. Takes me about 5 or 6 hours. So, no. I do the Your Season Is Over video, and then I premiere it. So that people that want to talk college football, there's a live comment section during the premiere. So if you want to talk college football, watch the Your Season Is Over video premiere every Sunday, and you can talk college football in the comment section for like an hour and 20 minutes or however long those videos are. If Colorado pulls out a miracle tomorrow, will they cancel the rest of the season and give the national championship to Prime? Yeah, he's probably going to win the Little League World Series and the World Cup, too. We appreciate the work you put in for that. Your season is over, says Throwing Hands Irish. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Colorado would beat Auburn by 20 today. Looks like Barn made a bad hire once again. I don't think Auburn made a bad hire. I just don't think they're a very good team this year. That rain is from the tropical storm making landfall in the Carolinas right now. I never realized how much time that took. We appreciate that. Well, it takes me about an hour to an hour and a half every Sunday morning to make the notes for the video. It then takes me about an hour to film the intro. And then the talking part is usually between an hour and an hour and a half long. So that's 4.5 hours right there. Then I have to edit the video. That takes between 30 minutes and an hour, depending on how much editing I have to do. And then the video has to upload to YouTube. And on an hour and a half video, that can take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on a couple of different factors. About 5-6 hours usually on average is what I spend on the Your Season Is Over video. Now, not all the videos I do take that much time. Like a lot of the reaction videos I do where, like the videos I do on Saturdays, like a lot of the halftime videos and stuff like that. Literally, I stand in here, I watch football, and if I decide I want to make a video, I pick up my phone, I press record, I walk around, I pace around back and forth like this, I yell into the phone for 4 or 5 minutes, I hit upload, and I'm done. Like, it's literally no time at all. But the Your Season Is Over video, it's just a lot more to it than that. Not every video I make takes 5 or 6 hours to do, obviously. Is LSU's season still over? What do you mean? You mean for real, or you mean the Your Season Is Over video? Anybody that loses goes on the Your Season Is Over video. LSU's still got a chance to make the playoffs, if that's what you're asking. Lou, why is Your Season Is Over in black and white? Show it in color. The helmets are in color. No, I'm going to keep it the way I've always been doing it, which is in color in the beginning and then switching to black and white during the intro. If ESPN or company came knocking, are you going? Not assuming they haven't already. Most likely would not. Now, look, I'm never going to say I would never do something, but the problem with going to work for somebody like that is you lose the ability to do and say what you want to do and say. So, probably not. Probably not. Deion Sanders fans going to hide from internet tomorrow if they lose. Deion's dingleberry is getting cleaned up tomorrow, says Larry Penn. Deion's dingleberries. Oh, shit. Do you ever get copyright strikes for your music? Strikes? No. No. I mean, I get a copyright claim. I don't know if you have a YouTube channel or not. So you may or may not know what you're asking or even know what I'm talking about. But no, I don't get copyright strikes. I get copyright claims. The only thing that, if you use copyrighted music in a YouTube video, the only thing that happens is whoever owns that music gets all your revenue. That's what happens. So I can use music in any video I want. I just don't make any money on that video. The song, the owner of the song makes all the money, not me. So that's how that works. But you can use music, and you can use music in a YouTube video. They're not going to come arrest you. You just won't make any money off that video. Whoever owns the song will make all the money. Heard Bama fans holding up "We Want Bama" signs. Yeah, what happened to Bama? Where'd Bama go? We miss Bama, don't we? We miss Bama. Freeze is a good coach. Yeah, I think Freeze is a good coach. Do any of y'all watch Bobby Durkins? He cracks me up. I can't watch him for more than about 45 seconds. The voice, I can't do the voice. He is funny, though. Somebody on Wisconsin's team got hurt and is getting carted off the field. I think it's a leg injury. (21-13) now, NC State up over Virginia. Still 30-17, Wisconsin up on Purdue. Wisconsin throws incomplete, tried to set up a wide receiver screen, didn't fool anybody. Purdue was ready. 4th and 11. Tool should give you free concert tickets for how much money you've made. I want to go see Tool this fall, but they're not coming anywhere down here. The closest they're coming to me is Knoxville, and that's on a weekend during football season, so I can't go. If I go, I'm thinking about going to see them in Boston. They play in Boston. I want to say it's sometime in November. They play in Boston on a Wednesday night. So I might try to fly up there and see them up there, because they're not coming anywhere close to here. When did Saban coach Michigan State? The late 90s. The late 90s. But he wasn't any good. Wasn't any good. Got beat by your Indianas and your Illinois every year. That NC State touchdown won me my bet. Game's not over, is it? Game's not over yet. Someone needs to start a band and call it Troll. If I could play any instruments, I would start a band and call it Troll. Or maybe that's the point. Maybe a bunch of people who can't play instruments and can't sing should start a band and call it Troll. Now that would be good. That would be good. Purdue back to throw. QB scrambling, gets rid of it, caught for a first down across the 35 to the 36. 5.5 minutes to go, and they're down 13. Lou, I wouldn't be surprised if Tool announces a second leg of the tour with Southeastern dates at the end of 2023 or the beginning of next year. Yeah, I think it's possible. It's possible. Incomplete pass that time on 1st and 10. I've been looking for an excuse to go to Boston anyway, though. I've never been to Boston. I've always wanted to go, so. I mean, it's during the football season, so I can't stay for a week, but I could go up there for a couple of days, maybe. But But I wouldn't mind going to Boston for a couple of days, so I might do that. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Tool's probably my favorite band of all time. What are they saying? That was a backwards pass? It was an incomplete pass, but the refs are saying it was a backward pass, which makes it a fumble. And Wisconsin got the ball. Tool is a poor man's porcupine tree. That's a poor man's comment. That's a poor man's comment right there. If the 12-team playoff started this year, who would you pick to be in as of today? Well, you don't pick. It's the top 6 ranked conference champions get in. So you only get to pick 6 teams. So you can't pick them now because you don't know who's winning the conference championships. Tool's concert is actually on campus in Knoxville. Yeah, but it's on a weekend. I can't go on the weekend during football season. They're reviewing that play, but they called it a fumble, which would be Wisconsin ball. I thought Tool was kind of weird first listen, but they have grown on me a lot. Thanks, Lou, says Jalen Hurts fan. Mike Milley says, I saw Tool years ago. Yeah, they put on a great... You got to see them live. That's the way to see. You'll be hooked instantly. It's a great live show. A great band to see live. Would you ever go to Maynard's Winery in Arizona? I've got zero interest in visiting any winery anywhere, period, regardless of who owns it. You like hype music? I don't even really know what that is. But I'm 45 years old, so the answer is probably no. Have you ever seen Motley Crue live? Yes, I have seen Motley Crue live. 35 years ago. The late 80s. Never seen Metallica, no. They're still reviewing this play. In case anybody's wondering why football games take 4 hours. Wow. Ruling stands, fumble. Wisconsin ball. Wow. Have you ever attended the cocktail party? Yeah, I've been to the Georgia-Florida game. Nebraska going 1-11 or 12-2. There is no middle ground. Okay. Tool have really upped their visuals and light show. Last year was the best show I've been to. Yeah, I saw them last year in, where did I see them? Where did I see them last year? Orlando. Saw them in Orlando last year. No, never seen Slipknot. I'm not a big Slipknot fan. I probably couldn't name one of their songs. 1st and 10 for Wisconsin after that turnover. They keep it on the ground, down to the 7-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and about 5. Wisconsin scores here, and this one's going to be over. Nick Saban's favorite band is Starland Vocal Band. I don't know what that is. Another handoff. Braylon Allen cuts it upfield. Pushes forward. Going to be about a yard short of a first down. 3rd and 1 now at the 4. NC State up 21-13. They field a punt at the 20-yard line up to the 25, the 30. Pushed out of bounds around the 36, 37, but there is a flag down. There is a flag down. So we'll see. 3rd and 1 for Wisconsin on the Purdue 4. They need to get to the 3 for a first down. They're up 30-17. They hand it off again. Spins out of a tackle, touchdown. Boy, Braylon Allen is unreal. They just can't bring him down. They can't tackle Braylon Allen. They cannot bring him down. Another touchdown. It's going to be 37-17 Wisconsin now. This one's over. That one's over. My favorite band of all time is Stained, said Christian Russell. I saw them open for Korn back in the late 90s. 99, I think it was. 99 or 2000, right around there in Atlanta at Phillips Arena. Saw Stained open up for Korn. Wisconsin's going for 2, which would make it a 21-point game. Reverse. Now they want to throw the ball. Caught. Tanner Mordecai. 2-point conversion is good. Now, I'm not much of a Slayer fan. Yeah, Korn put on a good show. Never seen Lit live, no. Never seen Puddle of Mud, no. Never seen Flogging Molly, nope. Between the Buried and Me, never heard of that. Never heard of that. Nickelback? Never seen Nickelback, no. I'd like to see Disturbed. I like Disturbed. I've never seen them live. I wouldn't mind seeing a Disturbed show. Wisconsin game's over, basically. 3.5 minutes to go, 38-17. We'll see about this NC State-Virginia game. No, never seen Queens of the Stone Age or 9 Inch Nails. Not huge fans of either one of those. I mean, I like some of their music, but not a huge fan. NC State, Virginia's in a commercial break. So we'll see how that one wraps up. Oh, man. I'm getting tired. Never seen Aerosmith, no. I do like Aerosmith, but I've never seen them live. Never seen Pantera. Styx plays here, seems like every year, but I've never seen them. Yeah, I liked Linkin Park. No, never been to a Guns N' Roses show. 21-13, NC State up on Virginia. NC State has the ball on their own 15-yard line, 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Incomplete over towards the sideline. 3rd and 8 coming up now for NC State. The Wiggles was my favorite concert. You ever seen Elvis? No. I never saw Elvis. I'm not that old. Third and 8. NC State quarterback takes off running, picks up the first down to the 28-yard line. Keeps this drive alive. I've seen Dave Matthews several times. 3 times? 3 times I think I've seen Dave. I love it. Dave shows are a lot of fun. Dave shows are a lot of fun. I'm 45. Have I ever heard of REM? Of course I have. Yeah, of course I have. They're from Athens, Georgia. Saw Dave at Red Rocks in '99. Wow. Yeah, that's a great place to see him, I bet. Purdue trying to make it a little more respectable here. They're in the red zone, thrown into the end zone. Said he came down out of bounds. It was a hell of a catch, but they said he came down out of bounds. Let's see the replay. It was close. I don't know. That might be a touchdown. They're going to review it for no reason because the game's over anyway. Any chance Mel Tucker comes back to Georgia? I wouldn't mind having him back at Georgia. I don't know if he's interested in that or not, or what I don't know. But I still think he's a good defensive coach. I say this all the time about failed head coaches. I think failed head coaches can still be good coordinators or position coaches. Lou, I appreciate the play-by-play while I was on the road. Yeah, Arbo. Appreciate you hanging out tonight. Y'all remember, I'll be back on at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for the college kickoff show. We'll talk about all tomorrow's games. We'll do that from about 9 a.m. to 11. And then I'll be back on YouTube at noon. I'll be on Patreon at noon to stream all the noon games. And YouTube for the primetime games. But I probably won't be able to start the YouTube stream for the primetime games till around 8 or so. Because I got to do some running around with my kids for homecoming dances tomorrow. But that's the streaming schedule for tomorrow. Noon on Patreon, primetime on YouTube. There's a link to the Patreon page, I think, in the description of this video if you're not on the Patreon page and you want to check it out. Yeah, here it is. It's in the description of the video. I'll post it in the chat too, but we have a lot of fun on these Patreon streams. There's the Patreon page if y'all want to check it out. But about 11:45 tomorrow morning, I'll post a link on the Patreon page, and we'll watch all the noon games. I know Florida State and Clemson play at noon, and a couple other good games on too. Greatest ever says, Lou, never get to watch live because of work, but still watch like I'm supposed to the next day. Stay awesome and have a good morning. Thank you, greatest ever. Appreciate the super chat. Glad you enjoyed the stream today. And I appreciate you watching the videos. No, I did not see the Lou Holtz interview. I did not. Hey, I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I'm getting tired, and I got a long day tomorrow. I'm going to get out of here. It looks like the Virginia NC State game might have a good ending, 21-13. So it's a one-possession game with, what is this, about 10 minutes to go. The Wisconsin-Purdue game's over, 38-17. But I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me during these primetime games tonight on a Friday. Again, I'll be back pretty much all day tomorrow. Noon, we'll be streaming on Patreon. Primetime, we'll be streaming right here on YouTube. So come back, hang out. We'll have a good time, I promise. All right, y'all enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you again soon.